Hello. Hi. I'm checking if I'm live right now. The beginning of the live is always great. Oh, okay. So I am live. I'm trying to get over my fear of going live. So today we're going to react to an ex-Gabbie Hanna fan who left the fandom. And actually I have seen 2 videos about this already. Well, I kind of like, you know when you're like doing 2 things at once and you're like half listening? So I kind of got the opinion of Hello Leash and also Vangelina Skov because they both talked about / reacted to this situation. So I don't know how much you guys know about Gabbie Hanna because I have made 3 videos about her, so hi, oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here, you guys. This was completely impromptu, but I was like, I don't think that this is enough information to, I don't know, like, see, now I'm starting to get all nervous. There's too many people. I'm fine. How are you guys? First live, only sub today. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, a member for 15 months. I appreciate it. So do we know who Gabbie Hanna is, or do we need a little refresher, is my question. So I thought that in my attempt to get over my fear of going live, let's react to a video so that I don't have to speak the whole time. My first thing that I notice is that we have the same tapestry. I was thinking of changing my YouTube background to be more of like kind of like an Edwardian Victorian vibe, because my background is so basic. But we gotta start watching this. We gotta refresh. What? Wait, hold on. Oh, refresh. I was like, I know that something's gonna go wrong, because I actually got an Ethernet thing, like to connect it straight to my computer. This is why I make YouTube videos instead of friggin' going live, because I'm so not well spoken. But so essentially I don't really want to go over right now every single controversy in the past, but right now the 2 videos that I made were basically Gabbie Hanna is using religion and also ChatGPT to verify all of her beliefs about herself to be true. So she's using ChatGPT to prove that Adam McIntyre and all of these people in her past are abusers. So sorry, I'm just gonna try to find like a really quick thing though. Ableism to the neurodivergent community. I do also have to say though, feuds with fellow content creators. That's vague. That's really vague. Oh, okay, here we go. So, accusing people who are victims, or I'm sorry, survivors of SA of, talking about it for attention, and the only reason they talk about it is because they just want clout. That was their lift off to becoming famous, was talking about it. It's been so many little things that added up to the internet collectively. Well, not everyone, like she does still have fans, not having a good taste in their mouth about her. And I think she believes that it's a whole big misunderstanding. Nobody understands. I'm trying to work on how much I say like and She's so emotionally immature. Me. Yes, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. This is crazy. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing today. Let me go live really quick. realized I'm on my husband's account. I'm a woman. I appreciate the clarification. Okay, so we kind of have a very basic understanding of Gabbie. What is going on? Everyone's like outside doing U-turns and stuff. Is there drama outside? All right, let's watch.
It felt like being in on something, and understanding her. Being a fan of Gabbie Hanna's was genuinely fun at first. It felt like being in on something, and understanding her in a way that other people just didn't get. There was this energy in the fandom, very protective, very defensive.
How's the volume of this person? Is it too loud or too quiet? Or is there echoing? But, one thing, actually we'll talk about this later, but people have criticized Gabbie for weaponizing her fandom, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say about it, because there's kind of two sides. It's like one person is like accountability where accountability should be had, and the other side is like you shouldn't weaponize your fan base in that way, because first of all, nobody should have to deal with the amount of mass hate from such a massive creator. Like, that's an extremely scary thing to go through that I've never had mass hate like that. Actually, that's that's partially not true. Anyway, good times. No, I appreciate you being here. It's okay. Thank you so much. Hello from the UK. A little loud. Thank you for letting me know. I find it so funny because on my video I uploaded yesterday, I have people saying, hey, like, I'm from Germany or I'm from Wales. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I just realized that, like, people from all over the world are watching.
It felt justified, you know? Like, we were standing up for someone we genuinely thought was misunderstood. But I don't think we talk enough about the other feelings that were there at the time as well. Because low-key, we were really scared of her. And it wasn't this, she's so terrifying thing. It was like, you didn't want to be noticed for the wrong thing.
This to me just does not, it almost makes me want to use, like, words that we're not going to be using today, like manipulation and all of that fun stuff, or certain tendencies, but we're not going to go there. Also, I do have to say that all of what this person is saying, Alyssa, is alleged. A lot of it is her opinion, and also people have, well, it's opinion based. That's my new favorite thing. I forgot to read the description. Never mind, it's not actually. She said, there are so many reasons I wanted to make this video, but specifically, there were a couple of people saying they wanted to talk about Gabbie, but were scared to. That's my thing, is that listening to Hello Leash, peace and love, Hello Leash, like, I'm just saying my opinion. She was saying that this person doesn't take enough accountability during her video, because if you weaponize your fan base and then you are the fan who ended up going after people, you do have responsibility there. Like, you shouldn't just mindlessly believe creators. But I would say we've talked about this in the past about people faking disorders, in the way that if someone says, you know what, I was faking my condition, I faked DID, or I thought that I had it, but I didn't. That's why in my video about that one guy, I tried to be as, like, kind as possible, because if someone were to fake a disorder, that sucks. It really does. But if they come out about it and we're all hateful, why would you do that? That's awful. What did you do? I feel like that will encourage less people to come out. So I want to be easy on this person. Wait, someone said, Gabbie definitely does that, and she's so aware her fans do too, and has been shown to chat with her fans and instruct them to attack people like Jesse. That's my thing, is in my opinion, that is so irresponsible. I would never, like, if you have feuds with other creators, handle that on your own. Why are we having mass people going out? I mean, if y'all disagree, let me know.
You didn't want to disagree too loudly. I remember seeing how she responded to criticism, even small criticism, and thinking, okay, so this is what happens when you step out of line. And I told myself it was.
This is almost like saying, why did you stay? And it almost makes me think about like really bad situations where people say, why did you stay? But obviously we can't, that's awful. We can't even put those in the same realm. It just, to me, it was like, it's not looking good. Oh, Pete, like the video. Love you, Michelle. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I don't think I've gotten donations like ever, so thank you. Gabby will always let her fans fight for her because then she can say she can't control her fans and taking the accountability off her. Oh, no, that makes sense. Opinion, but it seems to be a very common thing for people who are experiencing the realness of things. We always think we are faking. Oh, in the terms of, are you guys talking about, wait. And I still feel that once in a while. In the terms of people believing if you do have DID and you think you're faking, I heard from the grapevine that is a common symptom. I'm talking about people who legitness are faking. Will this be made long form? I mean, if you guys want, I've heard so many people be like peace and love, Michelle. I cannot watch you live, which valid because scripted videos keep me on track. But if you guys want, holy moly, you're my first Wait. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna send you $2 more. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you paid for my 4 cookies from McDonald's. I appreciate it.
Wasn't fear. It was just respecting Gabby. It was her having boundaries, or whatever she wanted us to believe. There was also this unspoken rule that you don't call her out, because if you do, there's a very real chance she might unfollow you. And to us, that was everything. Like, oh no, a creator unfollowed you, but when you're in the midst of it, it doesn't feel small. Being followed by...
I don't know, it just makes me think, if you were in... Never mind. I started watching because I have DID and I liked your videos about them. Keep doing those, pretty please. You know what the thing is, She's a Jinx, is I have been talked about on r/fake claiming cringe. And what is going on? Like, there's police officers? Gabby? Am I being arrested? No. I live by a street, doxing myself. Wait, what am I talking about? Is that people are saying that the things I have to say about DID are possible to present that way. Like, just because a lot of cases of DID are covert, that there is a portion of people with overt DID and that I am invalidating them by making my videos. So I was thinking, like, if I do make videos about it in the future, how do I dance, or like, how do I waltz with that? Like, because I don't want to be invalidating people. It's, you know, so let me know what y'all's thoughts. Oh my God, stop donating money. I appreciate it. What is happening? I'm like, for appreciation for you donating, I'm going to make your eardrums broken by screaming into my microphone. Wait, watched you while I was postpartum and you brought me a lot of joy. Here's something to show my appreciation. Thank you. You do not have to do that, but I appreciate it so much. I live by a street. Come for me.
By her meant something to us. It meant you were a good fan. You were on the right side of history. So people learned really quickly what kept you there and what got you pushed out to the side. You could joke, you could defend, you could laugh along at her, but as soon as you got too critical, that's when things changed and she was no longer on your side. I know for me, there were moments I wanted to say something. Not even anything harsh, but I didn't because I cared more about staying in her orbit than saying what I actually thought. And the thing is, it's not...
That's weird for me because it's like, personally, I wouldn't really, if you have a Patreon, wouldn't you give fans attention based on, I don't know, like tiers or, like, for example, if there's a 99-cent tier, you give each of them the equal amounts of your time, not so much, oh, well, this person is on Twitter defending me, so I'm gonna give them more attention or something like that. Dope hat. You know what? Thank you. I'm gonna be honest, I hate the feeling of bangs, so I only wear my bangs down when I go out, and I wasn't planning on going out today. So, wow, first time catching you live. Tend not to watch any of these live, so hi, hope you're doing awesome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the lives are, I understand if they're hard to watch. I think a big part of addressing DID is acknowledging the spectrum it exists on, how it can be both covert and overt, and explaining how complex it is, because obviously there's exceptions and nuances. Addressing or talking, yeah. I think the difference is it shouldn't be attention, it should be content and time, really. Do you think Gabbie Hanna is back because people thought they'd forget her past stunts? No, because Gabbie's spending her entire time back trying to say, like, okay, I know you guys misunderstood why I am the victim. In fact, the past 2 times I tried to make a comeback, but this time you have to believe me because ChatGPT said so, and Jesus said so. I listened to you while I played Dark Souls. Thank you. Wait, what are you talking about, Plushie Queen? But for young fans, they don't know any better yet?
Like, nobody ever said anything either. People did, just not for long, really. Because once you called her out, it didn't turn into a conversation. It turned into silence. Like, complete silence. No likes, no replies, no notifications from her, nothing. Sometimes this happens.
Okay, for example, if I were to say to you guys, hey, this person is saying bad things about me, go after them. And if you're like, I just feel like that's a bit dogpiling, I don't want to do that. And then if you're paying me to be on my Patreon, I don't have a Patreon, but hypothetically, and then I start ignoring you, and then I'm start like, oh, I'm not going to follow you. It's like, no, that's unacceptable.
And for months.
Like, I guess then you could kick them off, but that's just not right. Like, they didn't do anything wrong.
And I know this sounds not important, but to us, when that is the thing we rely on, her just cutting that off, it feels very intentional. One of the biggest moments for me, and the one that I tried not to think about too much because it was just so much, was the Rachel Oates book poetry thing. Because, oh my god, let's get into that.
So if you're unaware about what happened with Rachel Oates, let me fill you in. Actually, my memory is so awful, but essentially, Gabbie Hanna made a poetry book, which poetry is subjective, right? Like, I feel like it's objective and subjective because there is poetry that can literally be not... Please, if anyone knows anything about poetry, please correct what I'm talking about right now. I'm spreading misinformation as we speak. But there's types of poetry, how do I describe it? It's like, if it's not written oh God. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's kind of like writing. If you write a novel, it's like it could literally be written poorly and uncreatively. It's like if I were to write a novel about frickin' Harry Potter, Timu Harry Potter, and then Rachel Oates reacted to it, and she was like, I just realized I called Gabbie Hanna's poetry Timu Harry Potter. No, but Rachel Oates reacted to it, and Rachel has a lot of experience with this stuff. I'm not sure if she has a degree, but she was like, Michelle's recounting of this. Rachel was criticizing it, and she was being a bit funny about it. You know how you are with the commentary. And Gabbie absolutely did not have that. She said, Rachel Oates is not funny or creative, so why would I care about her opinion? And so let's see, did she make her fans go after Rachel? I wouldn't doubt that for a minute. Wait. Yeah, how dare you avoid my live streams, Dan Wall? As I'm talking in circles. I loved the DID videos because they helped give me so much clarity. I was in a relationship that was not kind, and they faked DID. Seeing the similarities helped me understand I wasn't alone. That's an idea for a live. We can react to people on r/fake disorder cringe saying that they have fake disorders. Iconic. Thank you. But no, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that. I can't imagine the mental gymnastics of somebody actively faking DID in your relationship. Like, how did that go? Was it like... Because I thought about it, and it's... If you were to fake DID, I can't imagine how difficult that would be. It's kind of like acting, but 24/7. Poetry is poetry. Gabbie's TikTok is down? Wait, has it been down for a while, or is that new? Also, I'm shocked that Gabbie doesn't have a subreddit. Like, what's that about? I like that Michelle entertains that DID creators may or may not be faking, but the betrayal can be harmful. Okay. But, like, let's say that you have overtly presenting DID, and your alters simply like to have different toothbrushes, okay? Because people have described, like, there's a level of dissociation that can happen that someone was like, if I genuinely was so disconnected from my alters that I felt like we all needed different school IDs, even though, duh, like, we're all the same person. So they said that made them feel invalidated, that I was like, why do they have 12 toothbrushes, like one for each alter? So it's stuff like that. So, wait, what am I trying to talk about? But then at the same time, it's like, well, if you're going to talk about certain things and then make the disorder seem so fun and glamorized, that's not appropriate. Maybe I can go from that angle. I don't know. Get back to Gabbie. She made her followers attack Rachel despite sending her a copy of the second poetry book for her to critique. That's right. Thank you. Then got angry, fuming when Rachel honestly critiqued her poetry. So Gabbie was like, I'm going to be the bigger person here. I'm going to send Rachel my poetry book. Or was it the second one? Whatever. The second poetry book. And Rachel was like, you know what, Gabbie? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Robin Hood, but Rachel reacted to it and she was like, "No, it wasn't good this time either." But like constructive criticism, if you want to be a better poet, or it's just her opinion at the end of the day. And then Gabbie got really angry that Rachel critiqued her poetry yet again. It's like, what did you want? You were like, if I send you this book that's worth $15. Maybe she'll finally say something accurate about it, that it's such good poetry. If you ask for criticism, you can feel disappointed about it, but you can't act shocked. That's what I'm saying. Basically, I asked her to critique, then said I can learn from constructive criticism, and then said, I don't believe your opinion on it, and I think you're stupid for thinking that. Exactly.
At the time, we thought the dynamic was really clear. Gabbie's poetry book or so she claimed, was about really deep, personally traumatic things in the mindset of a child. So it came off really stupid and childish, because it was. But that's not the point. The point is Rachel made a parody book of this, and since we viewed it as a very traumatic book, we took this very badly. We were very offended by this. Like, why would you make poetry out of somebody's trauma? Like, not your own trauma. Not, like, you're making a joking book about somebody's trauma. Or so we thought. So people really defended Gabbie for this. But when I went back and reread Adultolescence without that framing in my head, some things really didn't line up. If something is being presented as this deeply trauma-centered work, you expect that to be reflected throughout it. And it just wasn't. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing personal in it. Don't get me wrong. There are some mental health poems that relate to Gabbie in the book. But I am saying the way it was phrased to us was not entirely true. And because of that, we framed Rachel like she had done something genuinely bad.
Oh, I get it. So Gabbie was like, Rachel made this parody book for charity about my book, but my book was about trauma and she's joking about dogs. That's actually interesting because what I've seen from past videos I've made about Gabbie is the framing of it. It's like, it's not like Gabbie's making stuff up. Things genuinely happen and it's the way that it's interpreted. But at this point, it's like, let's say Gabbie put a few poets, what are these called? Poems. God bless me going live. About her trauma in there, and then it's versus the entire thing is this deep thing about her trauma. But then she's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like what she's saying is true, kind of. It's a very large extension of the truth, let's put it. With my dissociation, if I had multiple toothbrushes, I'd think someone else was living with me and get scared. Wait. I don't remember. Did you? Never mind. I'd literally freak out because I'm confused, you guys. Because do you guys have DID? Because I would also freak out as a person without DID if there were multiple toothbrushes. But if you do have DID, wouldn't you just assume that your alter, for whatever reason, doesn't want to share a toothbrush with you? Because my argument at the time was... I'm sorry, we're getting off topic. But first of all, oh my god, now I'm losing my train of thought. I don't know what I'm talking about. If I remember, I'll let you know. Do you think that dissociated is really disconnected with her alters? Yeah, that's what people, and that's another thing, I can't speak on this, but people were saying, like, I can't speak on it because I don't want to spread misinformation, but certain things you do can increase dissociation, which, why would you want to do that? Wouldn't you want more of a functional multiplicity thing going? But I get that it's not as simple as X, Y, and Z. Like, you know what you should be doing, but, I feel like Gabbie is close to spiritual psychosis again. As someone with BPD, I feel she is a good contender to have it. To have BPD or spiritual psychosis, because people have been talking about... We're not on the Chan. We don't diagnose others, but people have been speculating about such things. I know. The cadence.
In reality, all she did was write a parody book about her dog. Her fucking dog. That's what we were upset over. Most fans didn't come to this conclusion on their own. They were guided by Gabbie. And I think that's the first time I really realized we weren't defending her. We were being mobilized. At the time, even then I thought it was excessive. That's why I never really got involved. It was horribly wrong of Gabbie, but for years I felt slighted by Rachel for some reason. Like she had done something.
That's is that parasocial? Because, okay, you guys are right. I'll try to stay on track. We can talk about DID later. But what's she talking about?
I felt slighted by Rachel.
Actually, I can't come after her for that. But the things that, like, Hello Leash and stuff were saying, and maybe Evangelina Scoff, was that this girl is saying in so much detail, this Alyssa, who we're reacting to, she's doing so much detail about why Gabbie was bad, why Gabbie's fandom was bad, but she doesn't really talk about anything specific that she did, which later in the video, allegedly, I think Hello Leash was talking about something very problematic that she could have potentially done, but this was like shiny and getting in the way of my eyes. But Hello Leash for some reason was saying that this Alyssa here speaking is not just a like just another Patreon, like she was one of the main Patreon people.
For some reason, like she had done something. She hasn't. She did nothing wrong. And I just hate the way Gabbie put a bad taste in my mouth when I hadn't even watched her videos and still haven't to this day. I meant to really like them. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a book person. I know my room's a mess, but I'm a book person. I love books. So like, I would love Rachel's content. And I think that's the part that bothers me now is how normal it all felt. Like, it felt completely reasonable that we were constantly defending her and protecting her. But when I step back and look at it, the dynamic...
Wait, what allegations are you talking about? Because I was watching a bit of Hello Leash's, and if you guys want, if there's time after reacting to this, if I stop talking, we can react to Hello Leash. Because... I mean, maybe I haven't, though. Let me know what's going on.
It's kind of backwards. We were her audience. She was the 30-year-old woman. A lot of us were young, impressionable, and trying to figure out what was right and wrong in real time. Why did it feel like we were responsible for protecting her?
This is my thing, is that as a YouTuber... you have, or Patreon, I'm sure, you have access to see the demographics of your audience. And my audience, let me check. You guys are, let me be creepy really quick. You guys, interesting. So we've got 24% of you are 18 through 24, 42% of you are 25 through 34. So do you guys just think that I'm ridiculous? Is that why you watch me? Do I give the quirk or something? Because I'm 25 and a half, but I just feel like the more time, the more age you have, the more wisdom you have. So you're watching me and you're like, what the fuck is she talking about? Hello, it's me. Wait a minute, Robin Hood. Where are you guys getting this information from? Robin Hood said, Alyssa is allegedly the person who accused Jen Dent of essaying a little girl that doesn't exist. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know about the Jen Dent situation, first of all, Robin Hood, you know a lot about this, what's going on. But Gabbie's fandom, I don't know what beef they had with Jen Dent, but she's like a nurse or something, or some kind of medical profession, and Gabbie's fans all went trying to get her fired from her job, saying that she SA'd a child. It's like, I forgot about that. That is, so if that was, I mean, I don't have any proof that it was Alyssa, but at that point, you would have full responsibility, right? You can't say, like, oh, I was manipulated. Like, unless you have proof, you shouldn't be accusing someone of such awful things and being parasocial to the extent that you would call her job, eh? She sounds like she's slowly realizing her own abuse. Speculation, obviously, is coming out of the phone. That's what I'm, like, trying to dance around right now, to be 100% honest with you, because I don't want to call Patreon abusive, because how could, you know, that's kind of demeaning to the, or demeaning? It's making the word sound less than it, severe than it actually is. I don't know the word I'm trying to find, but... Uh-oh, Jen Dent was talking about it in Evangelina's comment section. Also, I'm in incognito mode. Explain to me why I'm getting served my own videos. Also shout out to Evangelina. It was my,
Gabby
it was her.
Hanna has gotten so bad that not even...
All right. It was her who, inspired this video. Wait, what's this? Evangelina said, so obviously, as I said a few times in the video, a lot of what this person's response felt very off to me, but I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt while still pointing out the lack of accountability as well as disagreeing with her response to Jen Dent at the end. Okay, we'll get to that part. However, a lot of what you all have pointed out, that this person was well known for doing terrible stuff, and honestly, I have no idea if I even knew about them before. Although I could have Alright, so... Okay, here's Jen's comment. This person, according to Jen Dent, alleged for entertainment purposes, and honestly, if it comes out otherwise, I can edit this part out, because I don't want to be like that guy. But this person flat out said Jessie is a liar, stuck with it till the end. Shall I keep going? Wait a second. She what now? She what now? Because if we don't know Jessie, if we're new here, it's okay. I'll tell you who Jessie is. So Jessie experienced... What word do we use? Because I don't want to downplay it, because it wasn't SA, was it? No, it was R. Here we go. There's that word. From Curtis Lepore, another content creator, who she was... So if you were to say that Jessie is a liar, are you saying a liar about her R? Jessie knows her, I know her, Gabby knows her, Alex knows her. She made sure of it. Like, it pisses me off that this person is getting any sympathy here, seriously. This person is absolutely vile nonstop for years, and the fact that they say they are the last stand should tell you that. Well. Oh, there's more. She continued. She sent me a crazy-ass cease and desist through email and asked for my signature. I wrote on a separate piece of paper, "Kiss my ass" from Jen Dent. She cropped my signature, applied it to the cease and desist letter, and sent it back to me, thanking me for signing the illegal document. Y'all want me to keep going? Oh, and she do. But let me tell you what Hello Leash said. Quote, we didn't have 3 hours to process that call. It was such bullshit. What are we Why are there police officers in the street? Like, what? I gotta check if there's an accident or what. I don't know. There's like a semi chilling. Anyway. We didn't have okay. This person dedicated 6 hours in the middle of the night to signing up Jen Dent and me to spam email lists. So at that point, let's pretend, hypothetically, in my Minecraft world where Gabby Hanna is, let's say that she was super manipulative. It would still be it's still responsibility of Alyssa. Because I'm sorry, but like, let's pretend someone did something awful to me, Michelle Manna. And let's say like you're a massive super fan of Michelle Manna. I just feel like, would you then send them all these spam emails and accuse them of SAing a child? Like, I just feel like that's a line. It's, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for bringing that up, you guys, because I should have checked the comment sections. That is crazy. So that leaves my question. Why did she leave the video up then? Not to be that guy, but this whole video seems like excuses for me. She started being a fan of Gabbie in 2020. Maybe I should have made this a long form video. My bad. I thought that this was just like some girl coming out. Like we already knew all this drama. Okay. With the exception that if you were a kid when all of this went down, obviously I wouldn't say you're responsible if you were a teenager, which a lot of people were for some reason. Like, I don't know why her fans are so young. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me try to read this. I'm horrible at reading. When everyone under the sun already knew she was a horrible wait. Not to be that guy, but this girl's whole videos just seemed like excuses for me. She started being a fan of Gabbie in 2020 when everyone under the sun knew she was a horrible person. But that's the thing, is like, what about Gabbie's husband? People have the ability to just convince others that, do you know what I'm saying? Like manipulation. If you talk to someone, like I'm sure if I had a conversation with Gabbie, I would leave the conversation thinking she's right. Like she is just misunderstood. Because they're just so good at making themselves the victim. Dude, I was in my early teens in 2020, practically a kid, not even knowing English that well since that's not my first language. And even then, she was absolutely terrible and not worth defending. And somehow this person just didn't know any better at 18. We really need to stop babying 18 or 19-year-olds. Yes, they are teens. No, they are not as mature as full-grown adults, but they're not stupid. This person is older than me. And it took them being 24 to realize all this. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a victim blamer. I know Gabbie is extremely manipulative and definitely uses it against her fans too, but still, defending her was a choice. No one forced them to go battle such an awful person. Anyway, back to what Jen Dent said. So Jen Dent said, I love how everyone is just eating it up like this person didn't do some of the most nasty things for years and is still talking about mad S-word. Wow. I didn't realize it was that easy to rewrite history. Well, shucks. Damn. Well, I'm glad we have that context. Thank you. 5 minutes in. I was feeding my snake. What did I miss? Well, I entered the video thinking that Alyssa was simply a survivor, a victim. However, now I am going to continue with more skepticism. "35 gang, you're in my age 35 bracket. I appreciate you." Yeah, the thing is, Robin, I feel like a lot of people, I don't know why, they'll have this one person that they follow. Like, for example, some people's is Gabbie Hanna. It's not that you like Gabbie, it's just that all these problematic things, you just continue following it because it's like mind-blowing. I don't know. Jen Dent is a nurse, and Gabbie's fans tried to get Jen fired, but a random guy from Australia made up that rumor, and Alyssa was one of the spreaders, probably since she was one of the main supporters. Oh God, you guys. Condescending, yeah. Sometimes I just can't with words. And then tried to get Jen to apologize. It just keeps getting worse and worse. They did not try to get Jen to apologize. Asking Jessie to get it to her. It's so bad. It's so bad. So what do you guys... I just feel like... Okay, maybe in my YouTube videos, I try to do like a lot of research and try to get like the best balanced angle. So maybe that's why I might come off as more mature, but... You're watching my live and you're like, I don't know what I'm watching. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't zoom in on the page. I figured. Okay, let's continue.
And within all of that, there's the obvious favoritism. Like, there were just certain people in the fandom who got more likes, more replies, more validation, and personalized FaceTime calls with Gabbie. And it wasn't random. It was very clear what the messaging was. The more money you pay to my Patreon, the more access to me personally you get.
Wait, okay, I wouldn't say that's really problematic because it's more like if... But I think the way she did it was not the vibe.
It is so fucking parasocial beyond belief, I can't even begin to put it into words. Because when attention is the reward and silence is the punishment, favoritism is what keeps the system run. And there,
like, I was gonna say, if people pay like $50 tier, they for sure should get more than the $1 tier, is my thing. Police outside, first swatting as a streamer, huge milestone for you. Thanks, this is really big for me. It's been so distracting because there's like all this stuff going on outside and I'm like, nope, I'm here, I'm paying attention. I work in mental health. A lot of people fake disorders or trauma because they feel emotionally unstable and they struggle, but they don't know why. They have privileged lives. People tell them they have no reason. Huh. Because what's going on with my trauma, and now we're reacting to Gabbie Hanna talking about Michelle's trauma, is that I just feel like it wasn't that bad. Like, it wasn't bad enough. And I know that that's a thing that a lot of people with trauma experience. So how do you decipher the difference? Like, do you ask them, then what's your trauma, boo? And they're like, well, my mom wouldn't let me sleep over at my friend's house. While Alyssa can be right about calling Gabbie out, it doesn't negate her actions and autonomy have impacted other people. Word. Oh my gosh, have fun with band. Stay hydrated. Yes, everyone, drink water. I saw someone on TikTok say, like, I just don't drink water unless I exercise. I'm like, you what now? Yeah.
Moments that, at the time, felt exciting. Like her inviting a fan over to her house. And let me be clear, I'm not talking about Nick, the guy from her Manic episode. Why did she do that?
So I don't think this was documented. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but I don't think there's anything online about this, so it must have been some personal, like, thing. But I really don't think you should invite fans to your... I mean, it's hard, though, because it's like, I guess you could have a fan become a friend. Like, it's not like just because you're a fan, we could never be friends. But then that's... Oh, God, is that parasocial? What's going on?
Is she okay? I didn't know about this until a couple of months ago. I went my entire fandom life not knowing about this. Do you know how jealous I would have been? That's not normal. I should not be jealous of that. That is... What the hell? Are you kidding? And mind you, this person didn't just go to her house. She worked for her for a period of time, but...
So people are saying in my comments, they're like, okay, Alyssa and Gabbie can both be bad people and a bad person can say correct things. That's the thing, is I'm not saying that because Alyssa would have made some poor decisions, to put it lightly, allegedly, doesn't mean that the things she's saying cannot be true, is what I'm trying to convey. Evangelina's video was warranted in my opinion, and I think Alyssa isn't lying, but she's just ignoring the bits where she was being shady.
A lot of people hire their fans. That's not actually as taboo as it sounds. It's the inviting the fan over to your house while they work for you. That type of power dynamic is kind of crazy.
Oh, right, there's a power dynamic. That's why you shouldn't be friends with fans. My bad. She relies on fans not knowing previous lure to show them she is overhated and bullied, a victim dragged out drama. That is very insightful, because I heard this psychology thing where if you're the first person you hear the first thing you hear from someone is you're more likely to believe it. So even if the person who says that that's incorrect and they're right, even if they tell you that, you're slightly more likely to still believe the first person. So, and especially if we use our magical Gabbie manipulations of history, then I see that. I feel like Michelle is just doing research on live in real time. It's like co-working. I'm just using you guys for my future video I'll make about this. No, I'm kidding. I don't think I'll make a video. Maybe if it gets worse, but I don't want to milk every single Gabbie thing. Maybe I should, because you guys like it. So I think the issue isn't just defending Gabbie. It's attacking other creators for doing nothing with no proof. Alyssa is giving the vibes of ex-MAGA, and now she's awake and liberal.
Looking back on it, it really blurred the lines. We were fans. She was the creator. And I need to reiterate, so many of us were young. The friend I know now at 18 joined the fandom at 12. So when you already have a space of people trying to...
What do you have to say to a 12-year-old is my question. 6, 7, like... It's because if somebody joins your Patreon if they are 12 years old, yeah, you can, like, whatever tiers you have, sure. Would you send them a nice message? I don't know. I don't know. Are 12-year-olds allowed to join Patreon? Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Stay on her good side. We're afraid of losing her attention and constantly rewarded. Being invited into her personal life like that, it reinforces the idea that closeness is something you get by being the right type of fan. And I think the clearest example of all of this is how divided it became. There were different levels of access to Gabbie Hanna. It wasn't labeled in some dramatic way, like there was no specific, here's the access to me card, but we all knew it. We all knew it. There were fans she would FaceTime with, talk to directly, and build...
It's giving Mean Girl in high school. If you, do these petty things for me, then I will give you more access to me. Wait.
Relationships with. And then there were people she would miss live streams for. People who were still showing up, just at a lower level. Same fandom, very different experience. I didn't see it at the time. I just thought people were closer to her. Now I'm starting to realize maybe they were more of use to her. And I think what shifted for me was how heavy it all started to feel. Right. People always told me, you'll regret being in the Gabbie Hanna fandom.
Dude, I'd be so upset if I was in a fandom and I'm paying, like, I don't know what her tiers are. Wait, does she even have tiers? Hold on a minute. Gabbie Hanna Patreon. Does she have tiers? Or is it just free? 83 paid. All right. And now my mouse. Wait, are you serious? Oh, I was like, of course my mouse is gonna stop working while I'm streaming. Well, I guess we'll never know. However, she does have paid memberships, so I'd be so upset if I'm paying the same amount, but just because I didn't do your dirty work, I don't get extra attention.
No.
Mixed cues.
I do not regret being in the fandom. I regret what the fan did while I was in it, because now I am associated with that shit. Like, don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't apologize for them. I'm not them. And then there were times on Patreon where things got really personal, like darkly personal. Talking about in detail how much she was struggling and how she was feeling and how successful she was.
What?
And now I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about mental health. That's not the issue.
Wait, what is she talking about?
Talking about in detail how much she was struggling and how she was feeling and how successful she was. And now I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about mental health. That's not the issue. The issue is who she was saying it to. A very young, impressionable audience. Because this isn't a private support system. It's a group of fans who are already emotionally invested in this person. And it created this atmosphere where people weren't just supporting her. We were worried for her safety. Worried that if we didn't say the right thing or show up enough or support her enough, then something bad might happen.
Is that, I remember, I saw this somewhere, obviously, like, if somebody is struggling mentally, for example, if you are in a toxic relationship and you are afraid to break up with them because you think that something bad might happen if you leave them, I don't know that Gabbie would overtly say, if you guys are mean to me, then bad stuff is gonna happen. I think she's a bit calculated. Wait, I feel like maybe this is not fair, but let me know y'all's thoughts, but that was a good example of Alyssa not acknowledging her actions.
That's a lot to carry, especially as a fan. It's like kick-warming all over again. And when you combine that with everything else, the hierarchy, the need to protect her, the favoritism, feels a lot like emotional labor. Support should not feel like you're responsible for keeping them alive. Like, as a fan, that is not what support should look like. At a certain point, it stopped feeling like you could
I want to hear you guys' genuine opinion, but if you say a mean thing to me or if you don't defend me, then no, she didn't legit say that though. Wait. Oh my gosh. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Congratulations. Oh my gosh, I got £1.49. How many US dollars? GB. Great British pound. Is that right? To US dollars. Okay, what's this? $2? Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are paying for the McDonald's my $5 meal deal. I appreciate it. When will you do another deep dive on DID? Nobody, this entire live, instead of talking about Gabbie, I've been talking about this and getting completely off topic. So I just don't want to spread misinformation, and I'm trying to figure out how to make the videos without doing so. Good talk. Wait, what's this? Gabbie doesn't have tiers, but you can choose how much you would like to subscribe to her Patreon monthly. Wait, so it's like I want to donate more, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's interesting.
Criticize her at all. Not because of the backlash or the favoritism, but because we seriously thought she was gonna hurt herself. So instead of questioning things, we overcorrected. So we defended her harder, louder, and more aggressively, because it seemed better than the option of what could have happened had we not.
Wait, what did I say? Fully thought you said on a live.
And there were moments where it didn't feel passive anymore either, like when she was misgendering Trisha Paytas. We were expected to step in, defend her, and correct the narrative. When everything was happening with Trisha, I did speak up. And it was not aggressively either. I said it very civilly. Gabbie, you need to not be transphobic. It is that simple.
Bare minimum.
This was at a time when Trisha's pronouns were clearly listed in their bio, and they use they, them pronouns at this point. While Trisha uses she, her pronouns now, that does not dismantle the fact that they use they, them pronouns at that period in their life. And it doesn't diminish what Gabbie did. Just because somebody changes their pronouns does not mean that the
Wait, why was Gabbie refusing to respect Trisha's pronouns? I don't know. Because they were going through all this drama back then, but as we talked about in videos, it's not a privilege to be for the correct pronouns to be used. I wonder if Gabbie is actually Christian or she found a pipeline. As a Christian, she gives us a bad rap. It's for being really stereotypical. Is stereotypical the right word, though? Because I wouldn't even say she's being stereotypical. She's being something or other. But in my opinion, I'd say... I mean, obviously we can't know, but in my opinion, I think she at least, I'd say yes, but let me know what you guys think. Hold on, let me clean my glasses.
Transphobia back then is all right. And the thing is, Gabbie unfollowed me for it. And she unfollowed a lot of other people too. And the thing is, she changes their pronouns does not mean that the transphobia back then is all right. And the thing is, Gabbie unfollowed
her because she... oh god. Be so for real for once. Side note, concerned Timber may be getting catfished by fake Dylan. I thought that she was going inpatient. What? Where? Oh my god. That is unbelievable. What? Just a quick reminder to pause. Wait. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I thought that it was telling me to take a break from the stream. I was like, I'm alright. I'm good. Are you good? I'm good.
Me for it.
Gabbie will just refuse to respect Trisha always, no matter what. But yeah, but like... pronouns? Like, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on, but she, the Gabbie girl, reminds me of the toxic friend when I was in middle school of how old is, yeah, the Gabbie person. Gabbie's in her 30s, but that's exactly it. But I would go as far as to say this isn't even like high school or middle school, because this is almost like one of those really stereotypical American movies with the it's almost too stereotypical to be real.
And she unfollowed a lot of other people too that day. She went totally silent on the internet and went on an unfollowing spree. The weirdest part is, I wasn't even shocked. I knew the rules. I knew what my place was, and I still crossed the line.
I love her. I do have to compliment her overlays, but everything else is awful.
What I think about a lot is how normal it became for other people to come after us instead of Gabbie. We were just existing in that.
Oh, well, honestly though, obviously that makes sense then if you're using your fans to do your biddings, but it's also like, I don't think anyone deserves mass hate, but if it's like, if you're gonna defend Gabbie, if you're gonna defend certain actions of Gabbie that are not right, I wouldn't.
That space. A lot of us hadn't even said anything and were put on some hit list to take us down. My friends and I weren't even defending her at this point because she was going off the rails and she was doing nothing to defend herself. So why would we defend her? People would dogpile, attack, harass, and this wasn't rare either. You would think in a community expected to defend her, and in a community where Gabbie said that Hello Leash and Jessie Spiles needs to control their fan base, that she might step in.
Rules for thee and not for me. It's so good. Like, I in one of my videos, I talked about the blatant projections in my personal opinion, but like also I kind of showed stuff where Gabbie would say this person is bad because their entire YouTube channel is just talking shit about other people, and it's like what have you been doing for the past few podcast episodes? Oh my god, what is going on? Thank you so much for the donation. Can't spend money on food because my jaw is wired shut, so here you go. Oh my goodness. Your jaw, do you want to talk about it? We got a support group going on here. But thank you, that's amazing. Wait. I don't think blaming the fan base is entirely fair because some of them are really young, they don't know better. That's fair. I mean, obviously I'd agree with the really young stuff. So I just wouldn't... I don't know. It's hard. This seems like a two-way street. If it wasn't Gabbie's intent to manipulate her fans, and fans give her support that she ends up depending on, I don't know. There's parallels here of codependency. Oh my god. Codependency with fans? Gabbie weaponizes respect. It's like in crime, if someone uses different pronouns from what they were assigned at birth, people purposefully refuse to use them because they think they're a bad person. I've seen that so much in so many of my most popular video is Ticks and Roses. And I mean, I'd say you'd be shocked how many people are like, who's they? Who's they? You're talking about one person. And I'm like, isn't that a pronoun that's been used for ever? Like, I don't know. Anyway. Do you think you'll do another DID deep dive? Yeah, I've talked about this before in the stream, so feel free. But yes, I just don't want to spread misinformation is my only thing.
For us and help us. But she didn't. Not really, at least. So you end up in this position where you're defending her constantly. You're managing how you act so you don't get cut off. And at the same time, you're completely on your own. And I remember just taking it because that's what being a fan felt like. But looking back, that's not loyalty. It's cowardice. A lot of us were doxxed for defending her. Some of us were outed to our families for defending her. People contacted my dad for defending her. They got his contact information and texted him. And again, in a fandom where we're expected to show up for her, that level of expectation was not reversed back onto us.
That is bizarre behavior, because Gabbie's the massive creator here. I mean, obviously I don't think anybody deserves being freaking doxxed in their dad and stuff. Oh my...
I'm not saying she controlled what other people did, but I am saying that environment existed because of her, and we were the ones who had to deal with the fallout. When I look back at all of this, I don't think any of it is random. It worked the way it worked because it benefited her. We were younger, more reactive, and more...
Yeah, I mean, I'd say there's definitely even a difference between the age gap of 18 versus, oh, I don't know, how old is Gabbie? Like mid-30s? What are we doing? What are we doing? Especially when they're underage. But I guess in Gabbie's mind, she's just simply right. So if people defend her, then that's fine because she's right. Like, there's no reason you would need to discern. But thank you so much. First live of yours, I've been in love yet. Thank you for £2. Oh my gosh. I was so shocked to see how different pounds are to US dollars. I thought they were like a little bit, but if you get up to the hundreds of dollars, it is different. It's different. I'm like, oh, 250 pounds, like, is like 300 and something dollars. It's like, I don't know, it's different.
Loyal. We were willing to jump in and attack someone we cared about without fully thinking it through. And she didn't have to defend herself publicly because we were already doing it for her. We were the ones arguing, getting harassed, and getting doxxed. Well, she got to stay just far enough removed from it. And I think something that gets overlooked in all of this is how long we stayed. And I don't mean that the way you think I mean that either. Hear me out. There were long stretches, on Patreon especially, where she just wasn't there, but kept charging people for their fucking money. Months, sometimes close to a year. And people didn't leave. We waited, which yes, is our own fault. But she should have paused subscriptions. We kept...
That's a big debate that people have is, if you're gonna go offline for a long time, a lot of subscriptions do bank on you forgetting that you're subscribed. Freaking Hulu, bro, and Canva. But I mean, honestly, with everything else, I would say that that's one of the least problematic things, but it's still problematic because your fans aren't getting the content that they're promised, so it's not like a lot of them were making the decision, oh, I want to continue supporting Gabbie because I care about her or whatever, I want her to have money despite her not being online. That's one thing, but a lot of them just won't know. I guess it is also your responsibility to manage your subscriptions or whatever, but
expecting her to come back and pick things up.
As a cult survivor, there are some eerie parallels in how her fans feel and are treated and mental stress from that environment. Listen, okay, first of all, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's what I'm saying is I would never want to compare Gabbie's Patreon to such things. But it is in the very most basic way. It's like, well, why in Alyssa's case would you continue supporting Gabbie despite everything? There are parallels in that way. They're exactly the same though.
Eventually.
It really creeps me out when older people use how easy it is to form parasocial relationships with people who are younger to form a loyal community. Oh my goodness.
We waited because that's what a good fan looked like. She would disappear for months at a time, sometimes years, and then come back and expect the same loyalty. There's a reason her albums flopped. Like a real reason they didn't chart.
She's being shadow banned. You're
Art.
You're not allowed to. If you leave any platform, you'll get what's the word? You'll get less views. If I were to stop uploading for people move on because people get served a video and they're like, oh, I'm on this new YouTuber that I watch now. So not punitive, penalized. Yeah. So. Oh my gosh, you guys sending me money. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I'm behind in the live. Go get yourself some sleep cookies. Everyone's coming at me for. I saw this guy on TikTok eating all the fast food cookies, and he said McDonald's cookies are like imitations of what a cookie should be, and I was offended by that because I want my wedding cake and my birthday cake to be a bunch of McDonald's cookies made into a cake. But thank you so much, Brooke. I really appreciate it. Penalized? Yeah, thank you guys for helping me find words. No offense to the USA fans here and Michelle, but I have always found people in the USA are very immature for their age. Then again, I thought Michelle was older than she was. No, I've heard that stereotype. I mean, I don't even know if it's a stereotype. It might be true, but I mean, even this generation, it's very much, you're 18, but you're still a kid, you know? Whereas back in the we had people going to World War II when they were 17 years old.
And it's not because she didn't promote them, it's because she ruined the loyalty with her fan base. And now we don't want to stream them even. But that doesn't change the fact that we were expected to hold everything up. And it wasn't just about her being...
As an American, you're kind of right.
Gone. It was about the fact that a lot of her Patreon was tied to, if you subscribe, I will do this. She made specific promises and then did not fulfill on them. Music videos, content, things that were supposed to be funded by our support.
I mean, some things fall through and stuff, but if it's over and over.
Things that just never really happened. We kept waiting and assuming it was coming eventually. We kept giving her the benefit of the fucking doubt.
Well, how does she make an income now? Because she doesn't really upload on YouTube anymore. She has 83 Patreons, so does her entire income now depend on Patreon? I've always wondered how that works, even with Dissociated, because Dissociated, I don't know what they're doing, but 83 Patreons, like, how much are they paying, though? Even if each is paying, like, $50. Let me do some real quick math. 83... There might be way more Patreons that she has, and for some reason it was showing me that. Let's say each follower is giving $50, because that's realistic. Oh, shoot! All right, that's $4,000 a month. So that is a salary. That's $49K a year. But the reason I say $50 is because I'm sure there are a lot of low-paying fans, but I'm sure she gets, like, donations and stuff. So anyways, she's at least making something. So yeah, in that case, you can't just not show up to work, and because if you get paid time off from your 9-to-5 job, okay, but in this case, she's depending on her loyal viewers.
And
they just don't understand. They think that I was going through such a hard time that I'm making so many assumptions today. I'm sorry, but I deserve this money despite me not working.
Know why. She gave us...
McDonald's helped Donald Trump win the election? We should talk about that. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, are McDonald's cookies really that... Yeah, she could have a job as well. I don't know. I thought DeSosa is on disability checks or something. That's news to me. People who still support Gabbie and give her money in the year of our Lord 2026 is crazy. I think there is a group of... Because Gabbie herself, she, in her heart of hearts, believes that she is this victim of a huge misunderstanding and of dogpiling. And it's like... Oh, right. Trump went to cook at McDonald's for promo for the election. He's just like us. Jeez. That is...
No reason to trust her. And I get it, things happen and projects fall through. But this was not that. It kept happening and nothing was ever addressed. It became a pattern. And it wasn't just Patreon. For years there were promises of new music called This Time Next Year coming out, with specific songs on the album. She promised that things were on the way. And then when she released it, they were shitty little voice note versions. It was not good. I swear on my life.
But at that point, it's like, wouldn't you just leave though? Like, I think you can email Patreon and be like, I didn't get, or even, you don't even have to email them. There's literally an option to say, I didn't get what I asked for, so give me a refund, and I think they literally do.
There were certain fans sending her $50 filming, like, music video shoot locations that she could film at, and she was just like, no, I don't think I'm going to. And then...
I mean, what do these fans think when they watch these videos? Because now I'm remembering the Escape the Night era. It's all coming back to me suddenly. And it's like... she was just misunderstood is the thing.
She filmed in her bedroom on her iPhone with no support, with shitty little dances that she put no effort into choreography. Like, we hated them. All that aside.
My members be like, wait, McDonald's cookies at 1:27 a.m. just hit so different. Let me tell you what. McDonald's, I've tried this. McChicken with no mayo and Big Mac sauce. I think there's supposed to be something else on it. Shoot. Oh, you guys are getting the incomplete recipe. After a night of a bit of drinking...
People stayed.
I don't drink very often. I drink literally once a year.
Kept believing things were coming. By this point, waiting had kind of become normal.
Okay, before we get on, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. We'll get to more of the video, but Gabbie probably has new Christian fans too. But a lot of, okay, I understand that Catholic Christian because I grew up in a Catholic/Christian church, like either could go there, but so I don't know even, but anyways, so I understand it's extremely diverse of a religion, but because I got comments just now from people saying like this is not a good look for Christians, like I'm not, and then I guess she does have some people saying nope. But even so, Gabbie is saying things like you shouldn't spread hate to other people because they, like, you shouldn't make these drama commentary videos because God wouldn't want you to, because, you know, and then she does the same thing. It's like, as a Christian or Catholic watching that, wouldn't you be like, what?
I think the hardest thing to admit is that we were all doing this in her name. A lot of it was framed as defending her or correcting misinformation. But in practice, it often turned into going after other creators, dogpiling, arguing, pushing back in ways that didn't always feel reasonable. And the thing is, it didn't even feel wrong at the time. That behavior wasn't shut down, and if anything, it was reinforced by Gabbie and the fandom itself. When people went hard for her, they got attention from anti-Gabbie Hanna fans. But we also got validation from peers, recognition from Gabbie herself. So it starts to feel like something you're supposed to do. And there's another thing that's really hard for me to sit with, because there was this narrative for a long time that she had genuinely changed. Like, we believe.
Oh, that's right. Oh, this is reminding me of something. Like, those people who are like, my TikTok, I can't say this though because that's so fucked up. But it is reminiscent, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. It is parallel to, they just need to change this and they'll stop doing the things they say. That's why I'm not leaving. You know? It's kind of like, yeah. Do you guys know what I'm saying, or am I being too vague? I'm getting distracted by our McDonald's talk. What have I done? Wait, flash flood warning. Let me check my weather real quick. Yeah, this weather has been...
That Gabbie from 2015 and Gabbie from 2020 were so far removed. She was such a better person. She had changed so much. And then I look at Gabbie in 2026 and I'm like, well, someone doesn't regress that much in 6 years.
That's a good point. Has Gabbie grown? I think you could argue that she has, but you could also argue that she has gotten better at hiding certain things. Or has she though? Because now I'm thinking about Escape the Night, and she was all like getting upset because she needed certain meals at certain times of the day, and it was just ridiculous that on a set they would make her wait around in hair and makeup and stuff. What am I talking about? And it's like, that was bad, you know? I think she's even admitted that. But nowadays it's like, we genuinely think that ChatGPT is gonna be, I don't know. And then in her video, she's all like, I don't know all about how how like AI is ruining the environment. Like, I don't know, but I don't care to really look into it anymore. And it's like, okay, Gabbie, someone in my comment section used such a good word. It's not willful ignorance, but it's like, I just don't want to look, so I'm not gonna care.
That means she never actually changed. There were conversations behind the scenes, like the 3-hour phone call that explained everything. We thought she validated herself. We really, genuinely did. Namely, because most of us didn't have 3 hours to digest that shit. So we skimmed through, and we found out the parts that fans talked about, and we telephoned it. The thing I hate the most, we did. As fans, we took that seriously. We trusted that there was context we didn't know. I mean, Jesse's friends were literally in my personal DMs calling that phone call napalm at least 1.5 years before it was released. Meaning, yes, it was premeditated. But in hindsight, is that a bad thing? In the moment, we were like, if it's premeditated, how truthful can Jesse be?
I'm sorry. That's the face I'm making right now at you, Alyssa. I'm confused. There's 45,000 Christian denominations globally. Gabbie has only gotten worse. I think, yeah, I'd have to like look at an exact timeline of every single thing. I'm sure it's been done, but wouldn't that be like a 4-hour video? She has had periods of growth, and then she falls back down in her spiral, and she falls down deeper every single time. That's kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I was like, let's say there was a hate campaign about me and I was canceled and I genuinely thought that I was in the right, like or maybe I was, let's say I was, but the internet still hated me. I feel like at some point it's the internet, you know? But Gabbie, she just, nope, the internet, I gotta, for some way, I need to prove to the internet that I'm innocent. I do get it though, because Trisha Paytas, I don't know how much money she's making, but she's making like, she said something about how she has $180 million to her name or something, and that girl spends. So I think that's just in the bank. So imagine that amount of fame and money versus $40,000 a year, or that's even pushing it. Like, I know 40,000 is a good salary, but compared to millions of dollars a year, I get it how you'd be like, come on you guys, I'm right. But even if Gabbie were to say like, you know what, all these times I was wrong, I thought I was right, but I was wrong, I feel like she even then would have a better case of coming back. I don't know what I'm talking about. Is she using ChatGPT for therapy? You know it.
Really? Like, I look back on my own thought process and I'm like, oh, I was so brainwashed. This is a cult. But the way I was thinking about it is, why would I receive information about this? I believed it was things that had been resolved that I'm not privy to. But the more I think about it, the more I question it, as I should. After Gabbie's Patreon group leak, I can't look at that phone call the same way anymore. I can't. It's forever changed. We didn't hear that conversation for years, but Gabbie knew it existed. We didn't see what was said, we were just told what happened. But the behavior that she was showing after the fact didn't really reflect that she had changed. I can say that the way that Gabbie presented the phone call made it easier for us to ignore what was right in front of us.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing every time. I think it's performative growth. That's another thing I'm saying is, if Gabbie were to come back, like she takes a long break, she comes back and she's like, you know what, you guys, I really thought I was in the right, but finally I was able to see clearly and I was in the wrong in a lot of these situations. She has kind of done that, but the way she says it is very much like, but I had my reasons. Like, I thought this and that at the time, so really I'm the victim. But even then, people would think that it's performative growth, because at this point, how long has she been problematic? Since at the very least 2019.
It gave us reason to keep believing.
You were canceled? No, Frog Mom. Not yet, at least. But I, knock on wood. I was just speaking. I like to speak hypothetically because it helps me to get my thoughts across. I was saying that if I was canceled, I would be very frustrated if I genuinely was in the wrong, or if I genuinely was in the right. But it's also just like, the internet's gonna believe what they believe. It's not fair, and sometimes you just gotta take the L. Even though I love YouTube so much, I'd be so upset. Even like make a faceless channel or something. But Gabbie doesn't make the type of content she makes. I don't think she'd make a faceless channel. The mental gymnastics is something. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Traveling Goblin. I'm confused. Like, what's she talking about right now?
It's a lot easier to defend somebody when you think the worst is already behind them. The thing that stayed with me the most was what wasn't addressed.
That's fair, because, like, a lot of people talk about in, like, AA and recovery and all that stuff, like, substance use or recovery, it's very much, like, I guess to the effect of that, it's like, I've done terrible things, I know that I have, like, I'm not saying everyone who's been in addiction, but you know what I'm saying, like, the things that you do in your addiction. So I don't want to say, I don't know though. It's also fair that the internet wouldn't want to forgive you because the internet isn't family or anything. Like, if you lose trust of a person, then you just go watch someone else. It's not like, okay, let me hear you out.
There were things, especially during her manic episode, where...
Yeah, 40K is actually pretty low income in a lot of areas if you're looking for the cost of living. I used to work in early childhood education and like young, like 2-year-olds. And I think that the salary there was like $27K a year or 29 or something. I'm like, this was in 2019 though, so maybe it's better now, but let me tell you what. So that's why I was saying like 40K, you know, but yeah, I agree with you. It's a pretty low income in a lot of areas if you're looking for cost of living. That's fair. I can't just generalize and say that it is or isn't a lot. The U.S. is very evangelical. Even though Catholicism is the largest Christian denomination globally, the U.S. is majorly evangelical. That's nice. I don't know a lot about religion, to be honest with you. I did go to all this religious education. I made my confirmation. So what religion is that makes a confirmation? I think she convinces herself that the internet responding positively after her growth leads to her thinking she's finally convinced us that she's right and she can go harder on the same things. Oh, no, Gabby. It's more that you were wrong and some people were willing to look past that. I don't know.
She said things that were genuinely harmful, offensive, and racist. Towards Black people, towards Native Americans, and towards all the trans people. Like, it was just so fucked up.
When was she racist and towards Native Americans? I'm missing something. I did not know about this. Let me tell you what. But cancel culture doesn't exist, see James Charles. I mean, it's ridiculous that James Charles is still popular. I've thought about doing a video on him, but like every person has done a video on him. But that's ridiculous that he's still got a platform. I think that, for example, if like the very unfortunate situation that I just made a video on yesterday, the Riley Elena, if you have less followers, like Riley had around 100,000, I think cancellation is possible. Like we saw with Lewis, or is it Louis McClung or Lewis, whatever. Like he was canceled in the way that his videos were getting a fraction of the view, but yeah. I was Catholic. AA does a lot of accepting accountability. Yes, thank you for turning my thoughts into coherent words. I appreciate it. I can't understand the constant belief that she will eventually change the narrative entirely. Wait, because what I'm asking, are you saying that you can't understand the constant belief that she will eventually change? Or change the narrative? Because let me entertain that is that if people like want to believe that people are capable of change, and that's actually so interesting that I was thinking about. I'm talking way too much, I apologize, but let's say that someone had gone through, you know how it's like you can either become, what am I doing? You can either become the abuser if you have trauma, or you can become traumatized. Well, both are traumatized, obviously. But do you know, I'm so bad with conveying thoughts. But I was just curious if two identical people went through identical traumas growing up, like actually copy paste the same childhood completely, one turns out to heal, go to therapy, work on themselves, become better. The other person becomes an abuser. My question is, why? I guess it's just personality based and what your brain, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Non-binary people, trans people, people with DID. I could keep going. There were so many people she attacked during her manic episode and then never addressed it. She said she would address it and then never did. What I kept looking for was a direct, clear...
Yeah, her manic episode was definitely a thing. And that's the thing a lot of people with mental health struggles are trying to talk about is... if you couldn't control something genuinely in the moment, why wouldn't you apologize afterwards? A lot of people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It says something to me that Gabbie was just like, I'm not gonna apologize, I don't know.
Acknowledgement of what happened, not a vague explanation. I wanted actual accountability for what was said. Mental health may be able to explain behavior, it does not erase the impact that she had. I remember waiting for that moment where it would be like, oh, she's finally taking this seriously. And it just never came. When you're in a space where you're expected to defend someone, that lack of clarity does not make things easier. It makes fans explain something that was never actually explained in the first place, and that's not a position.
I've been an early educator for 3 years. I did make less than working at Panera Bread. What's that about? Because then if you're like making below poverty line, then can you also apply for benefits? Is that what the early childhood people are doing? I legit think that a lot of people, the fact that they were married was the only reason they could afford literally anything. I still don't understand the Jen Dent situation. Why did she go over... I love that you guys know this, that confirmation means that you are Catholic. Like, I don't know any... internalized misogyny, I believe, about what? Something or other. Someone's saying something about internalized misogyny. Shane Dawson got canceled, mostly. Did he, though? Let me check this out. Oh! Don't play with me. I'll be so upset. Who's this guy? Shane Dawson. 'Cause like... Oh, he's done with that channel. Let's see. Okay, but was he canceled though? But was he? Because I'm sorry, but okay, an hour and 15-minute long video with 600K views. I don't want to assume my AdSense is similar to his, but that's like a lot of money.
Position we should be put in. We shouldn't have to put words in Gabbie's mouth. We shouldn't have to defend Gabbie from a racism accusation in
Well, Onision was canceled, but that's because he friggin' was banned. God, he still goes live. I was doing research on him for this video or this other video.
2025. This just straight up should not have left her mouth to begin with. She should have, the second she became stable, apologized for what she said, but instead she let God atone for her misdeeds. This does nothing for the public.
What?
God atone. She became stable, apologized for what she said, but instead she let God atone for her misdeeds.
Oh, it's okay if you don't forgive me, because God forgives me.
This does nothing for the public. I think that was what really broke it for me, was the trust. After everything happened, there were statements about getting help from mental health professionals. As a fan, that mattered. It made it feel like things were actually being taken seriously.
That's another good point, is that people love a redemption arc. I'm sorry, I'm so interested in what you guys are saying that I'm like missing all... But let me get back to what Alyssa's saying, but... okay, the cycle of abuse, doing inner work is needed to stop the cycle. But why are some people capable of reaching that and others aren't? Like, we have people, you know what it is I heard, is that a lot of the time you have to be faced with consequences if you do end up being an abusive person due to trauma. If you never face consequences for it that you would be forced to learn from, then what's the point of growing? I might be talking like so stupid right now, but
and this wouldn't happen again. But over time, that trust started to feel a lot less solid. Now, I can't speak for anything that did or did not happen privately. I don't have access to that, but I can talk to how I felt watching everything that happened after that. The behavior didn't really line up with what we were being told is changing. At a certain point,
that's another thing, is Gabbie, though, if you hear her, it actually does a lot of the time sound like she's growing or that she's changed or something, but then her actions just don't line up, and it's like, does she genuinely think that she has changed or is changing? Or, you know, or is she just saying, excuse me, that stuff to be manipulative?
Stopped feeling like growth and felt like we were just supposed to believe this was happening behind the scenes. We don't see it, but it's there. And then everything...
Yeah, you guys, because I saw this thing where it's like, if you have the ability to realize your maladaptive behaviors and toxic behaviors and whatnot, then you kind of then have the responsibility to grow. Because some people, like, they genuinely cannot see whether, it doesn't even have to be that they have a disorder. Like, they, because of who they are, I don't even want to blame trauma all the time. You know, it's a gift to be able to realize your bad behavior. Unfortunately, if anyone needs a recap on Shane Dawson's disgusting behavior, AJ talks about a lot, did a great one. Thank you. Yeah, because honestly, like, it's easy to forget what all these people do. Like James Charles, for example, it's like, okay, he said this horrible thing about the, rest in peace, Spirit Airline, by the way, but he made a video, like that video, and I'm like, no, that is problematic, but also he used to talk to kids, so...
Changed. Like a full rebrand. Different content, different messaging, different identity. She's leaning into the trad wife Christian era and taking a much direct, critical approach to other people. And again, people are allowed to change. That's not the problem. The problem was how sudden it felt and how little was actually explained to the people who were there supporting her. If you've built an...
What is she talking about, to be honest? Am I missing something? Gabbie versus religion.
Audience on one kind of relationship and then completely change into something else, it feels like being left behind without understanding why. Especially when that new version starts criticizing in ways that honestly feel familiar. It felt like the same patterns from old versions of Gabbie. And at that point, I think I realized I wasn't watching someone grow. I was watching someone change patterns and directions without actually ever addressing what came before it.
I honestly don't think that's even conscious on Gabbie's part. I think she genuinely believes that ChatGPT and Jesus are going to help her show that she is correct. And it's like, I don't think it's even conscious.
Then there were moments that just felt disconnected from the audience entirely. Like when she started going after Adam McIntyre for living in sin. The audience she built.
Oh, that's a good point. If you ever face consequences, you end up like Mackenzie Shrilla, and we've seen that she doesn't freaking care either. So she did have to face consequences, and she still doesn't care. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Why do some people, they're like, oh damn, I'm in prison, maybe I should rethink some of my life choices. Others are like, they don't think that they should be in jail, but like, she's innocent. I don't know what she's on about, but...
The people that were there to support her throughout all of this are majority gay men, lesbians, and trans people. So seeing the messaging aimed at someone like that did not feel out of place. It felt like all of the people who had been there this entire time weren't being considered at all. I remember watching and thinking, who is this actually for? Who watches this? Because it wasn't just a change in content, it was a shift in values entirely. No matter how horrible of a person Gabbie was in 2018, she was socially aware. She supported trans and gay people and supported Black Lives Matter.
That's a great point. Gabbie is all over the place. One minute she's gonna respect LGBT, happy Pride Month. Another minute she's gonna, I'm just confused. Like, and then now she's adopting religion, which obviously you can adopt it at any point in your life. But I'm like, more people generally have more. Like, people grow and change, but, you know, they don't change.
For us, she did the bare minimum. She was amongst the people who were on the right side.
Gabbie seems like the type who would use therapy to speak in order to manipulate others and pretend she is better than she is. Has Gabbie, talked about going to in-person therapy? Because why would she's got money, she's, you know, I don't want to make assumptions, but let's, like, why are we using ChatGPT as a therapist? Wait, she did say there's a reason why she's not in therapy. I forgot what it was, though. Anyway, well, what we see in these situations, which I don't want to generalize, but some people will be like, when I went to therapy, the therapist told me that I'm a terrible person. When in reality, the therapist just said, hey, so this behavior probably didn't feel good to the other people. Maybe, like, they'd say in the kindest way that you're wrong. And they'd be like, they called me an abuser. And it's like, I feel like Gabbie is pivoting to whatever is profitable rather than think about morals. Thank you for all the hearts, you guys. I've been seeing them. I don't know why I didn't say anything throughout the stream.
Now look at her. On the right side. Like, hello. That's the part that says the most about how it ended.
Yeah, whoever said I love these transitions, they're iconic. The fandom versus the sunk cost fallacy. What's she talking? Is this the part?
The downfall actually started in 2021. There wasn't some huge fallout in the fandom where people made massive cancellation posts. People just slowly started to leave in waves. At a certain point, it wasn't even anger anymore. It was disappointment. I felt it and I saw it in other people too. Because when you support someone, defend them, and watch and expect them to grow, and then nothing changes, you just stop showing up. The hardest part about this is realizing how...
That's exactly it. Is she probably thinks... Because my girl doesn't even get, like, 40K views on a video, which is not bad. It's not bad, but compared to her past shenanigans is not a lot at all. Considering how famous she is, I've seen commentary channels covering the podcast episode get way more views. That just to me says that people aren't valuing Gabbie's content or opinion or something. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
long I stayed. How many times something didn't sit right with me and I still found a way to explain it. How many times I chose to defend someone instead of listening to my own instincts. I wasn't just watching it, I was a part of it. I helped defend her. I participated in a space that looking...
Okay. Am I getting a bit of accountability right now? I mean, it's also just like, Gabbie, bad, Gabbie, so bad, and I made mistakes too. It's like, no, I get it though, because like, this girl isn't a public figure. She's got 500 subs, she's chilling. Oh, she do got a channel, my bad. But, what am I saying? Gabbie's a public figure, is what words.
Wasn't healthy for me or the people around me. I lost so many pounds and developed a stress ulcer from the emotional turmoil of all of this.
I feel kind of dumb now because I said in a past video, I think it was a Gabbie video, that if online stuff gets you that stressed out, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should take a break. But I've also heard it be compared to like that's like telling a person to just leave their abuser. Like when you're in an abusive relationship, just leave. Like people have compared it to that. But I'm also just like, that's awful. Like that she's so stressed out over some celebrity. I'm sorry, celebrity. Well, I mean, she kind of is a celebrity, to be quite honest with you. I miss her tattoos. That's another great example, is that Gabbie once had all these tattoos, and, you know, well, that's what I'm saying. And then she got them removed. Like, the fact that you would make the decision to get a neck tattoo is like, that's fair if you want to do that. But then to change your mind, it's like, that's a very drastic change in opinions. I don't know.
I had a CPTSD response to being doxxed and harassed by literal YouTubers.
Oh, she what now? That's awful, but I mean, I get that she probably did bad stuff, but you should never be doxxed and harassed by anyone. But oh my God. See, because I don't know why, like, knock on wood, I've never been doxxed. Like, yesterday, I made this video about Riley Elena, and she talks about how she's been doxxed by people. She's been harassed by people she's covered. She's, you know, I've never had that. And we had about the same amount of subscribers. I'm like, am I just lucky? I don't know.
Why
I'm just strategic.
was Cody Rance making videos about me when I was the one getting doxxed and harassed? Cody Rance, you know, they're children.
I don't know what she's talking about. Someone else in this chat said the girl we're watching was harassing Jen Dent for years. I think yeah, that, like, at that point, I personally, now, I don't want to, like, be offensive to Jen or anything, but I still appreciate her making this video because it kind of shows the insider stuff. But I do also, allegedly, like, I still though think that it would be like, okay, so now that we've talked about Gabbie and stuff, let's talk about I'm so sorry to Jen. Jen probably doesn't have to, like, forgive her or anything, but it's still, like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I might be off base right now. I wanted to see if you've heard of Firebat. They've been gaining notoriety for some pretty serious allegations. I really enjoyed. I don't know. I'll check it out though, because this is my problem, is that how do YouTubers get ideas for videos? Like, seriously. I'm trying these different ways to find out what topics to cover. Like, I'm trying these different strategic ways. Like, I made a different TikTok account so that I could do research, but I don't know.
And I don't think that makes me a bad person. I just think I have to be honest about it now. I have to be honest about what it felt like, what we normalized, and what we ignored. So, I'm not a fan anymore. I can't support her homophobia, or transphobia, or racism.
Well, anymore, though, but you've been her fan since 2021. So what is this, though? Like, let's use all this bigotry as an example. How then was Alyssa able to say, I mean, yeah, she's transphobic, but I'll still support her. I mean, yeah, she did this and that problematic thing, but I'll still support her. It's like, how did you... She's not, I don't know.
Keep going. It wasn't one moment or one thing she said or did. It was everything stacking over time. I realized I felt more anxious than I did excited. I was looking for time. Moment or one thing she said or did. It was everything stacking over time. I realized I felt more anxious than I did excited. I was looking at how to defend her instead of actually enjoying her content.
That's so bizarre. There's like this whole world going on that we didn't know about. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen it. People get really parasocial. Shoot. Especially people are lonely nowadays. Like, there's a loneliness epidemic and whatnot. Wasn't Jen Dent in the comment section of the last video? Yeah. We went over that earlier. Because I walked into this video thinking that Alyssa was just chilling, she's innocent, and she escaped the Patreon, but it's deeper than I thought. Reddit, but what Reddit? Like r slash TikTok drama or something? Because I seriously, like, I'm missing something.
It was seeing how we were expected to protect her, but nobody protected us. It was the favoritism, the hierarchy, the way attention became something you had to earn by being the right type of fan. The times that things were framed in ways that made us react a certain way, and we did. The times where real issues...
I think they dredge the cesspool that is the internet for video ideas that are bad. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I cover videos that have, or video, like people sometimes that have already been covered. But it's like, I want to be original for once. Come on. Also, Jen Dent is here. I learned Jen. I read your comments from the Vangelina video. So I'm more caught up on what's going on here. But Jen said, I haven't watched, but there are multiple shorts on my channel right now. I have long form coming and I'm working on it. Yes. Let me check this out. Oh, I can't click on this. This is about to be crazy. This is about to be crazy behavior.
That's why I'm running.
Oh! I still can't. Oh my god. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely, oh my goodness, I recommend you guys check all these out. Because that whole saga was, I can't imagine. Criminal behavior, I have proof. No, she is awful. I feel like you tend to excuse people behavior when you like someone because it's hard to match the good parts of one person with the awful parts of them, even if it's just a content creator, in my opinion. You know what? I agree with you. Yeah, Jen, if you want us to react to any of your videos or if you have anything you want to say, that's fine. I apologize, that it's like we're at the... Well, actually, you came in perfect timing because we're almost at the end of this video. But that's a fair point. I'm trying to be more opinionated. For example, in Riley's situation, I think that I did empathize with her for reasons that probably weren't fair. I should hold people equally accountable no matter, you know what I'm saying? So I do agree with that. I will take that. I don't get how the first awful thing isn't enough to stop liking someone. I hate to say it. I used to love Russell Brand, but the minute women came out against him, I threw the book away. That's just it. But in this case specifically, it was I guess we should look into the psychology of parasocial behavior.
Were involved, and we were still expected to defend first and think later. Liking someone shouldn't be like this. Being part of a community shouldn't look like calculating what you can and cannot say. And more importantly, it was realizing that some of the things she's doing recently just don't align with me anymore.
What? Like, I mean, I was able to excuse the racism and the anti-LGBT, but listen, it was the insert petty thing that really tipped me over. I mean, it depends on the person. Like, I know that a lot of you guys probably watch, like, Danky Jabo. I don't know how to pronounce his channel name, I'm gonna be real. Danky Jabo. Anyway. And he is extremely opinionated. And people love that for him. Whereas I'm more like, well, let me say X and Y, and these are two opinions. And then I'll do, like, a sprinkle of my opinion. So I get it. So, wait. Hi from Canada. I am working on a video. It will take a while. There's a lot of information, videos, and photos. Okay. So that is going to be something to look forward to. Jeez. That's good, honestly, because this whole situation, there's certain parts of the Gabbie drama that I'm filled in on, and others are like, I need an explanation. Danky job. Oh. Danky job. Oh my god. You were right about Riley being a cautionary tale. I said it in Diesel's live, but Riley developed some bad habits in terms of journalism, research, etc. Wait, this girl right here is currently harassing you on X? Then what's she talking about? I thought she was all like, and yes, I'm so... Did she even apologize to Jen? I didn't hear an apology. She's more just explaining stuff. Excuse me. Can I don't know, you guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I gotta drink a bunch of water. But... yeah, let me be right back.
So I left because I finally stopped ignoring all of it. Time, energy, defending her, being part of that space. When you've put that much into it, it's really hard to walk away. Even when it doesn't feel right. Even when you start noticing patterns. Leaving doesn't mean just stop being a fan. It also means admitting how long you stayed when you shouldn't have. It happens slowly in pieces, because letting go of something like that takes time. Now, there's not a single original supporter who stands by Gabbie. I think they're all gone. All of my friends, all of the fandom, they're gone. They're gone. There are no fans on Twitter of Gabbie Hanna. I was the last one. Things change, and so did we. It's much bigger than all of that. That's all I really wanted to say. Not to start anything or to drag anyone. Just to be honest about why I'm not here anymore. If you're still in the fandom, I'm not telling you what to do, but I am saying, if something feels off, listen to it. If you've also gone through something like this publicly, you don't have to share it, but if you want to, you can. Just be honest. Thank you for watching and giving me your time when I know this is something I put myself into by choice. Ultimately, this is my fault, but I wanted to speak about it. Thank you, and goodbye. People hate the sins. If you spend 5 minutes in the community, you'll see it. Complaints, pack discourse, and complaints about pricing. You'll also see people say,
why is she... oh, I was like, why is she wearing, she's like, let me do, for the end of the video where I make my apology to Jen Dent, I'm gonna freaking wear a Sims thing.
For something like this publicly, you don't have to share it. But if you want to, you can. Just be honest.
Wait.
Off, listen to it. If you...
I mean, yeah, but then if she's currently doing stuff on Twitter, it's like... It's a collab video. Multiple people have been harassed over years. By Alyssa? And then at that point, it's like, does she think that it's like chill though because she was all manipulated? I'm confused. Because then what's the point of this video? I mean, if you don't mind me asking, how would you feel then if she were to make a video and be like, you know what? Well, she wouldn't because she's currently arguing and stuff. The autoplay. Okay, so actually, can we check out a tiny bit of this video?
2, 4, 6,
No,
8.
I'm sorry. Now y'all are getting freaking ads, and then you have to listen to these ads. No. Screw you, Liberty Mutual Insurance. Wait, let me see what Jen is saying, because honestly, Jen is a huge part of this entire situation we're talking about right now, so it's really cool that you're here. But, hello, Kay. Thank you for being here. Did you, though? Did I what? Or what? I think people continue to support influencers after something's come out about them. I think fans maybe have a hard time accepting if they are parasocial. With, like, Shane and stuff, Shane Dawson, it's like, where people just, like, I don't know, I wonder what this person's opinion is. Let's just go live forever and just watch everything. She put an apology post up. She said she hates me. She still hates me, and then took it down. Yes, she made her own fan accounts and is still harassing me. So then what is this? She's got like this personal beef because now she's not even under the wing of Gabbie anymore. Like, this is disconnected now. This is much deeper than I'm qualified for. And she's mad that I popped off and Adam took his down. Wait, Adam took his video down? It can be hard to accept someone you look up to and trust is actually a bad person. So people who are extreme fans of a person, they gaslight themselves into not believing the controversy. That's what I'm saying. But on top of that, if the creator says things that makes them look innocent, because I'll give this to Gabbie. She's really good at construing things, is all I gotta say. Oh, shoot! Hello Leash, too? I thought we were chill with Hello Leash. What's going on? Come on now.
Pause, even though I am undoubtedly a millennial.
I thought we were chilling.
This is probably going to be my most off-the-cuff video ever. Maybe not. And for reasons. You may have noticed that I came back to YouTube with the video a month or two ago, probably like 2 months ago. And I didn't mean to just like hit it and quit it. I actually really enjoyed coming.
No, girl,
I got like some serious life transitions, including being told that the apartment that I was living in was no longer to basically move. I'm supposed to be so that I get. I have a couple of notes here just to kind of like keep myself on track and remember to say this or that. But I don't like. I took no time to flesh this out. I'm just so incredibly irritated right now because I was having such a great weekend and was enjoying, putting my apartment together.
Yeah, I 100% agree with the parasocial element and people who hang on to their to those that manipulate their audience. Yeah, because you don't even need to manipulate your audience. Like people like I don't know if Shane is manipulating his audience, but he's still got a following. James Charles still got a following, so oof, I'm gonna have to leave. It's 11. You know what? I appreciate you being here. It's okay. We're kind of doing the after party right now with Hello Leash. Just set her on. Listen, I'm no hate. I'm just
and then started getting messages from a couple of creators about this situation where an ex-Gabbie stan, Alyssa Perrine, who is going to probably say that I'm doxing them because I said their name, which is on their YouTube channel.
Am I doxing
and I will
them?
be careful to use they, them pronouns when talking about Alyssa. Alyssa, I don't know if you have
Oh my god, I was going to say this whole time I've been misgendering Alyssa, but no.
Updated your pronouns since we had that interact.
Wait! Oh my god, if I have been, I apologize to Alyssa. Oh my god. And meanwhile, I'm going after Gabbie for not respecting. Jen Den said, he didn't research anything about this person who is known for being a horrible person or close to 6 years now with a large audience. You have responsibility to research what you are talking about, especially when it comes to something like this. Oh, I understand. Okay. This is the reason why my video is taking so long to put people together and I'm including multiple people. That's fair, Jen. I just talked about this in another video, is that you, especially as a commentary YouTuber, it's really important to do your research. Say a bunch of people was telling you that your best friend is racist and homophobic. Would you think, I know this person, it's not true because you don't want it to be true and you choose to live in whatever reality you live in? That's a very fair way of putting it.
But it is important to me that I use those pronouns while I don't know, and I will explain that why in a little bit. But yeah, basically, I was alerted. That sounds dramatic, but I was made aware of the fact that Alyssa made a video about leaving the Gabbie fandom just now, friend, just now in 2026. Really, congrats. And to be honest with you, when I first saw that this was made, I was first heard about this, I was like kind of excited to hear what Alyssa had to say.
I did not know about this Adam McIntyre stuff. I thought he was like the OG, like, chillin'. Oh. The problem is that there's plausible deniability if you personally know someone. With parasocial situations, audiences only know what the creators share, which makes it even harder. But the evidence is right there in front of your face. Would you still believe your best friend over the eyes and ears? Some people would, apparently.
I was hopeful and I was ready to like extend my, I guess, like forgiveness and understanding and empathy and all of that, because typically when somebody says, I left a fandom, I left a cult, I left this group, that, whatever, it's typically with some form of responsibility for.
That's what I was thinking going into the video. I was like, oh, lit, let's get some information. But, oh, did I learn what's going on?
The harm that they caused as being a part of that group, right? That's typically what happens. And I will kind of address this at the end too, but kind of like when somebody leaves a cult. So I'll use that kind of language here and there. I have done that when referring to Alyssa in these comments and stuff. I'm so sorry if I'm all over the place. I've just been like putting novels on my IG stories.
Girl, my audience is used to it. You're chill.
I want to stop that. But there was it was just funny watching Alyssa's video and comparing it to a recent video I saw, which was an interview with an ex-member of the Westboro Baptist Church. I swear I'm cooking here.
Okay, so I don't know. Should we watch this part where she then goes on to compare? Okay, whatever.
Something I noticed that was an important tenet of that interview was that the woman who was speaking about her experience with the Westboro Baptist Church is that she was very apologetic about the harm that she caused as part of that cult, and to the point that she cried, and she made the children she was speaking to cry by being very honest and open about the things that she did that were harmful.
Has Kyrie texted you
Oh,
back?
come on, man.
I don't want to talk about it.
Incognito. I don't use ad blockers. That would be bizarre behavior.
So you're gonna have to really figure out, was I part of a cult? Was I doing damage? Whether you say it's
I'm kind of glad she's making this comparison though, because I was kind of hesitant because I don't want to say that because cults are very, very serious, so I don't want to, but the fact that she's doing it like
the name of Gabbie Hanna, I do think that a lot of it was in the name of just you and your friend group and in the name of yourself. I don't think it was all for Gabbie Hanna. Do I think that Gabbie mobilized you guys to behave in certain ways to do her bidding? Absolutely. I do think that Gabbie is responsible for kind of manipulating her fandom to behave in certain ways. I do put the pin.
Okay, she's saying basically what I've been tiptoeing around this entire video. What am I doing? But it's fine to use she, her. I imagine your name forged on a document, you get signed to spend you get signed up for thousands of spam emails. You get accused, oh no, of doxing someone and being racist. And then he takes up for her, no sir. Oh. I'm deep in Girl World. I keep wanting to start making videos about Amberlynn Reed because I am also in Girl World, but I just feel like you guys already know all about it, so like what am I supposed to do? Amberlynn Reed 101. Honestly valid. Wait. Okay, so we're talking bad about Adam McIntyre right now, which I am shocked. I thought we were chill with him. What's going on? But it's a shame because Adam's most recent video is about Kendra and I want him to catch up on that drama, but I can't stand to watch him. What's going on? I don't even know who Kendra is. I'm gonna have to see what you're talking about. I agree. He's also kind of a bully himself. I stopped watching him after him making a really insensitive comments about someone's weight, allegedly, because I don't know what you're talking about. But if he did, I'm shocked. I was about to say I'm shooketh, but oh my god. My elder Gen Z is showing. He needs to slow his roll. He doesn't need to post every day. That's the thing. You get, as a YouTuber, you get more attention, more views, more money if you upload more often, but it's like, especially, that's fine if you do beauty or whatever, you want to do a different makeup every day, whatever. But if you're a commentary YouTuber, generally it takes a lot of research and stuff, so but you could hire a researcher. So are we just like, I don't know, are we just not gonna I don't know. Michelle Lovely, I think you're fine if you do something by accident. Gabbie is willfully ignorant and hurtful. Didn't Amberlynn leave the internet? Did she?
Not on Gabbie, but at the same time, you're an adult. And I hear...
Amberlynn was taken under the wing by Keemstar?
Especially with Adam McIntyre's video about the topic, like, oh, you seem so young, you seem baby, like, you don't know what you were doing, you didn't know what you were doing, you still don't, because you're so little and you're so young, you're such a baby.
God, I can't spell.
Alyssa, I dealt with this person 6 years ago, and they were an adult the entire time I dealt with them. As far as I know, they did not revert from the fountain of youth and or Benjamin Button their way into childhood while dealing with us. So is there any sort of chronological order to this? I don't know. Basically, I was disappointed by Alyssa's video because of the kind of the kind of victim narrative that seems to have perpetuated, which is something that was characteristic of this person and their friends.
Hold on. Wait, so she's coming after Gabbie for always playing the victim. Meanwhile, now she's gonna do the victim narrative? Lol. That's awesome. Oh, Kendra with the ChatGPT therapist. You guys did not like that video. I don't know why. It got like way less views than most of my videos. So I was like, oh, you guys just must not really want more info. Michelle Manna, there is a documentary coming out with the new girl, Rosie. Yeah? Let me check that out. I'm screenshotting whenever you guys give me video ideas, because that's...
At the time that I was dealing with them around 2020 and 2021-ish. There was a lot of talk about how, it was like a toxic environment, it was a toxic fandom, and Gabbie mobilized us, and it was unhealthy, and we wanted to defend her. That's something that Alyssa says a lot. Defend her, but not exactly saying, like, we bullied people on behalf of Gabbie. I would accept that, even if it was all pinned on Gabbie, but admitted to what they did, meaning bullied people, harassed people, committed actual crimes. That might require you incriminating yourself in a legal sense, so I don't think it's the right thing to do to avoid owning up to that, but I do see why people would do that.
Hey Meta.
Oh my god!
Just a hotel nearby.
Is this how you guys feel when you watch my videos? I feel like also I don't want to like... I don't know. Not the ads. Are you guys getting that many ads for this live? I think you should make a video about Kendra. Oh yeah, there were already 200. That's what I'm saying is I was gonna cover, who's that person that everyone is covering right now? Tyler Catastrophe. I was gonna cover him, but I was late to the train and I was like, well, now everyone knows everything. There's no point in me covering it.
No ownership of actual wrongdoing in this video.
That's fair. Is that... I don't remember, but did she say in her video, did she admit to wrongdoing, or did she say, I did it because Gabbie told me to do it? Those are different.
And after watching Alyssa's video, I turned on Adam McIntyre's video, and no hate to Adam overall, but I had to turn that video off after about 5 minutes because it was very much the old, like, oh baby, you're just a little tiny baby child and you don't know what you've done. It's kind of like, no, I'm not watching this. I was pleased to see that in the comments a lot of people still remember Alyssa, because if you were there, you remember. Alyssa was the ringleader of the Gabbie Hanna stan.
So she's claiming that this Alyssa we just watched was not just a fan. She was the ringleader, allegedly. This is getting so much deeper than I planned, I'm gonna be honest.
Cult, and I don't...
Tyler is now in London. What's he doing? Can I be honest? I don't know the Tyler Catastrophe drama. I completely missed the train. I'm gonna be so honest.
I don't believe necessarily that all Gabbie Hanna fans and stans were that mean and criminal, to be honest with you. But those that were led by Alyssa at that time, until somebody by the name of Cade came along, I want to say. But it was like Alyssa. Alyssa was at the top. And then it was Alyssa and Skia. And I didn't even remember these people's names. I had to go and search in my some of my messages and just kind of glance at some of the old conversations that I had with my friend Ambryn and other friends that I had at the time. But yeah, Alyssa, you were the top dog in this tandem. So like, I'm sure you can be really like proud of yourself for that, but also you need to take responsibility for all the damage you caused at the head of that tandem until Cade came along. And the only reason I say that is because that person that went by the name of Cade, which I've said his name three.
I feel like this is a rabbit hole I'm just so unfamiliar with. I'm so confused, to be honest. It's like, and then this person said this, and I'm like, Are you guys following? Should we skip this part? Because I'm... So Adam McIntyre, he made a video about this, Alyssa, that we're talking about right now, but he didn't do his research, is what you guys are trying to say. And Hello Leash is trying to say. So that he took it down. Is that what's going on?
3 times now, so I'm going to resurrect him, but that person was a straight up sadist. Like, that person was, like, to a level that I can't even put Alyssa or Gabby, Hanna, or anybody else that we know on the internet on that level. And he is the type of person that would probably take pride in the fact that he is remembered that way. Oh my gosh, I'm already at 9 minutes. Okay.
Girl, that's what...
Yeah, Alyssa...
No, I can't come for her for rambling because this whole video has been rambling.
It was awful. Just awful, and has not seemed to take any responsibility. I mentioned, Alyssa's pronouns and how it was important to me to use they, them pronouns. And that is because the first interaction that I remember having with this person, I responded to a tweet, and, I saw...
With Vinted,
oh my god, maybe I should
easily earn extra.
If I plan on going live more often, I need to get a freaking YouTube Premium. He probably took it down because he realized it hurt Alyssa's victims. Well, now I'm curious what it said. Did anyone watch it? I know, it's like, Ace, it's like, I'm familiar with the Gabby Hanna drama, but like, at this point, there's like expert level and then there's mega expert level. Wait, oh, sorry, I freaking...
She hurt. And then later came back and I saw that people were saying, hey, like, people are calling you a transphobe online. And I saw on Twitter that Alyssa was going the fuck off, calling me a transphobe because I misgendered them. And I was very confused at first. I was like,
oh my God.
Like, feminine presenting person, feminine name, like, did I say he? Did I, like, and then, like, part of what they had put out was something like, it's in my bio. And I remember at the time being like, how pretentious and entitled do you have to be to think that everybody who responds to you is checking your bio and everybody else's bio that they respond to on Twitter before responding. But at the same time, one could make the argument that, especially at that time, like, if you didn't know somebody's pronouns, get in the habit of, saying they, them. So that said, like I said, one could make that argument and I accept it. So I issued an apology. I believe Alyssa demanded an apology, which I made very sincerely. I'm so sorry that I accidentally misgendered you. I absolutely did not mean to do that. My feelings about you in this fandom is not why that happened. That was just an honest mistake, and I'll be careful moving forward.
Okay.
Alyssa did not accept my apology and continued to brand me a transphobe.
Oh, wait. What do you guys think about that? Like, if somebody misgenders you or doesn't use your correct pronouns because they genuinely didn't know, and then you say, I'm sorry, and you correct it, is that grounds for being transphobic? Wait.
And I think that was calculated. At the same time, I'm not going to pretend that I deserve forgiveness by making an apology. That's not how apologies work in my world. So, if you want to say that I'm a transphobe because I don't, revert to saying they, them, that's fine. If that's how your morals and ethics work, then stand by them.
Oh my gosh, hello, I recognize you. I recognize the regulars. Thank you for being here. I've seen people have a problem with the default they, them. I'm gonna be honest, I was not aware, but it makes sense that the default would be they, them, and then you tell people your pronouns.
I do want to say be careful though, too.
But I tend to be on Hello Leisha's side right now. Like, you didn't know their pronouns, and now you do. So it's like, if you refused, obviously, then if you learned it and then you refused, obviously that's different. Wait, what's Jen saying? She was a tiny baby and it's not her fault, is what he said. Oh, yeah, so that's fair because, well, what you're saying, because I could get behind that for a certain amount of time, but it is 2026 and we've been through a lot since when did she join? In 2020 or 2021, she said. So we've had, like, I'm not a math person, but we've had time. Wait, you're kidding, Jen. Alyssa also said she's not white, so she what?
the creators who are making videos on this topic that are saying she, her, because that's exactly what
Wait. My partner has been called they, them as a trans man, not purposefully, and they apologize to him and it's fine, as long as it's not done on purpose. That's what I assumed. Like, I was like, are we as a society moving into just calling people they, them until we understand the pronouns they prefer? Because, like, I was unaware if that was the case. Alyssa is Native American. This is all becoming full circle. I was like, what are we talking about being racist towards Native Americans? It's all coming full circle.
I did, and that's what branded me a transphobe by this fandom moving forward. Again, that's not what matters to me. What matters is what happened after that. If you're unaware, sorry, we have some dickbag drivers here in Savannah that love to make a lot of noise going down one of the main roads.
Wait, how do we feel towards Hello Leash? Because I've always liked Hello Leash. Like, I remember when I was, like, growing as a creator, and I saw, like, you can see in your subscribed who with the most amount of subscribers is subscribed to you, and I was like, oh my gosh, Hello Leash is subscribed to me. I was like, or wait, was it Hello Leash? I don't think it was. I think it was Rachel Oates or something. But anyway, I always had a good feeling about her. She said she's not white. She claims dark skin. Okay, now this is just beyond my education level. I prefer when people straight up ask me what my pronouns are when I'm a feminine trans man. Okay, so it's kind of like... depends on the person, like... I appreciate that. Honestly, I haven't met a whole lot of new people lately, so I wouldn't really... oh gosh. But I have been asked in the past, like, what pronouns do you prefer? And it's really not that deep. It's just like a 3-second conversation.
Get a personalized rate based on how your family drives with Drive My Way.
You know what, Hello Leash? I'm happy for you. You get paid. I'm sorry to you guys who have premium. You're like, I paid this money for premium, and then I watch Michelle's videos and I get ads. Be for real for once. Oh, and then we gotta skip.
There was a child that was kind of like orbiting the Gabbie Hanna fandom and then kind of in my audience at that time. And her name was Cassie, a trans kid. And I did check with Cassie before saying any of this because I wanted to make sure that, like, I we've talked, I became friends with Cassie's mom at that time. She and I are close in age. And, just wanted to make sure that, like, I was helping her keep an eye on.
Wait, Leisha's video or mine? Because I didn't add extra ads in the live, I promise. I wouldn't do you dirty. I know, if I say that to Republicans that my pronouns are she, her, their day is ruined. I don't understand why it's so offensive. It's like it doesn't affect them. Bruh. Oh, there we go. As a Southerner, I default to y'all, and it's never failed me. Is it weird to you that I use the term y'all and I'm from Chicago? Are you like... or is it just like whatever? But then, wait a second.
How people were talking to Cassie on the internet, which is like, argue whether or not I should have been doing that, I don't care. But Cassie is now 17, a trans girl who was a trans kid at the time, still a kid technically, but was 10, 11 years old around this time that we were dealing with Alyssa. And I'm, I don't know if Cassie told me at the time that this happened, but she told me today, and I'm like, are you absolutely positive that this happened? Because I can't believe it. I've said that, like, the things that Alyssa has done are so awful. I wish I could remember them all. My brain has become...
Because, like, if Alyssa's family, like, practices Native American traditions and, like, that's, like, the background and culture that she grew up on, just because she doesn't have a certain skin color wouldn't make her not... wait. But I guess then that not... if you... oh my gosh. Is Hello Leash in Savannah, Georgia? Because same, that's wild. I know. I just get a good vibe from her. I don't know. I'm Chilean and I use y'all. Okay, it's fine. Why would I be upset about others using the power of y'all? Because we don't really, I don't know. I think it should be used more often as well. Oh my god, you're my Chicago girlie. I used to live there for 2 years. I don't want to live here anymore. I'm gonna be honest. I was wanting to move like either international or because I'm like what's it called? Dual citizen of the UK. Or I wanted to move to like Oregon. Actually, their taxes are high, so Washington.
So scattered around COVID and starting my YouTube channel.
Oh, I'm sorry. POC is person of color. I don't know why I say that. Like, just
I can't remember jack shit, but I remember Alyssa. Cassie said that, she said to me in a voice note, I'll summarize. Keep an eye out. Her name's Cassie Gaskell. She's candidly Cassie on TikTok. But she told me in a voice note like that this video by Adam McIntyre was kind of upsetting her because, he seems to be ranting a lot of grace to Alyssa. And Cassie remembers Alyssa being a really nasty bully. And for a 17-year-old, she's very self-aware, she checks herself very impressively. And she says, I remember at that time, Alyssa was saying things about you and I wanted to defend you and I was very cringeworthy. I was a kid. I tried to make my arguments, but they weren't strong. I was just a kid, so they weren't good arguments. But still, I remember then that Alyssa, with their username, went to my Instagram comments and started bullying the shit out of me and included a...
Wow, this is so bizarre. I really thought that this was just a simple... actually, that would make sense. Like, that I was like, a lot of people are saying, how are we fans of Gabbie? Like, how are we like die-hard supporters of Gabbie Hanna in the year of 2026? And I was thinking, well, like, you might believe Gabbie's version of events, so that's why. But then now I'm thinking maybe some of the cases it's because certain behaviors are similar to Gabbie's, so obviously then they would think it's okay. Is that what's going on? I wouldn't recommend the UK right now. It's a shit show here. That makes me so sad. Oh no. But free healthcare. Oh god. Is it true, UK people? Is it true that if you're sick, you call up like not 999, something or other. You just call and then you talk to a nurse or a doctor and then you can go straight to the doctor? Is this true or is this glamorized UK from TikTok? Yeah, but the thing is, Olivia is like my the only family I have in the UK. I'm not really super close to them, so it's kind of awkward. So I'd just be kind of alone. Also, my cat is old, so I'd have to wait a few years because I can't take her international. I can't take her all the way over there. But come to Canada. Honestly, I at least want a vacation there soon, but I would love to move there. Wait a second. I heard about you guys' taxes as well.
Comment that said, yourself.
We have free healthcare too.
Yourself.
Way to brag.
Peasler.
My name is Joey and I live in Sheepshead.
I appreciate it. I do.
And that just pisses me off on so many levels. Obviously, using a slur like that, straight to jail. Telling anybody to off themselves, straight to jail. It being a little child that you're talking to, well, you're an adult. So let's remember this little, like, I was saying, like, Alyssa talks in this, like, I bet you're wondering how I got here kind of voice. And I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of their voice or anybody's voice, but it's like the way that they talk, I believe, is part of this persona they put on because they've always played this victim.
Do you think? I was completely, because like when I first started watching the video, I was like, aw, she was a victim. And now I'm like, hold on. Oh my God. This is ridiculous behavior.
Victim role that kind of acted as a shield.
Wait, okay, let's talk more about this. My American friend had her first experience needed to grab cream for eczema. She popped into a pharmacy expecting to drop 100 pounds, and the lady was like, that's 9 pounds. It can be quite a wait to call 111, but it does the job. What if you're having, like, an emergency? I guess then you just go to the freaking... But I have like made jokes that if I ever do have a really expensive illness, God forbid, I'm just gonna move to the UK. I'm sorry, UK taxpayers. Technically a dual citizen, I think, because my dad was born there. But Anyway, so what she's talking about is that Alyssa, now correct me if I'm wrong, that Alyssa went after a 12-year-old. At that point, I'm tapping out. And especially if we're, like, I could be wrong. Actually, I'm not going to say anything. But in the case that someone would tell a 12-year-old to off themselves is certainly, that's I would say that's problematic behavior.
My opinion, for the...
You can call an ambulance for free. That's crazy work. Who's GW? I have been screenshotting people recommending, but I just want to double check. Okay, I'll screenshot this. Thank you.
Behavior that they've committed over the years, that and like including a laundry list of like diagnoses. So it would be like, I've got autism and ODD, and you can't talk to me like that. And it's like, no, you even said in your own video, Alyssa, that a diagnosis can explain certain behavior, but it's not a get out of jail free card. Basically, paraphrasing what you said.
Now that's where I'm out of my depth. Where it's like, I don't think that bullying others is really like you can pull the I'm autistic card. I just don't know if that's how that works. Girl World. Oh, that's right. Oh, see, honestly, I'm not even a part of Girl World. I'm just an Amberlynn Reed watcher. I was never really interested in the others. I don't know why. But is it true that Amberlynn is a feeder? Or a feedee, excuse me. Okay, get to the UK. Happy to be your chauffeur. This is my other problem, Dan, is that I don't think I could drive in the UK, especially with your roundabouts and your stick shift. I'm sorry, but you guys got good public transportation.
So like I said, straight to jail.
If you ever need to give birth, come to the UK for it. Yeah, and then I'll take my newborn back to the United States. I'm sorry, UK taxpayers.
On three counts there, but also just how fucking hypocritical are you to brand somebody a transphobe? Really, be honest, because you don't like them, but because they accidentally misgendered you she instead of them, apologized for it, corrected that behavior, and then never did it again. But then you would go so far as to actually tell a trans kid to off themselves and call them that slur. That they didn't even know that slur. Or she didn't even know that slur, Cassie, until you introduced her to it. That's how she remembers. Because I asked her, "Do you remember for sure that this was Alyssa that said these things to you?" And Cassie said, "Yes, I remember. I had to ask my mom what that word means." Her mom had to explain to her what that awful, hateful word means. So yeah, that in and of itself, you could turn off the video here and just be like, "Yep, I know what I need to know." I think that let me see. Yeah, Adam was definitely giving Alyssa the benefit of the doubt, thinking, this person's younger than me. Nope, they're not. Yeah, Alyssa was an adult when leading the stands in their bullying behavior. This video takes no responsibility. I talked about that. No apologies, no attempts at making amends to the people that they hurt.
Hey, Hanna, start filming.
I'm sorry, you guys. And let me see what you guys are talking about. I got a C-section and it didn't cost me a penny. How much is a C-section? Imagine having a baby because it's no. If you have insurance. Wait, I'm sorry, I gotta look this up. The out-of-pocket costs if you have insurance in the United States, C-sections will cost around $1,000 to $4,000 if you have insurance, or even $8,000 if you have a high deductible. But the hospital charge, if you don't, can be $20,000 to $30,000. See, that's what I'm saying. You say that the UK is not the greatest place to move right now, but I'm like, the United States, I don't know if you noticed, but we're not doing great. Wait until Michelle sees Spaghetti Junction. Tell me all about them, you guys. Okay, wait.
Yeah, instead, they kind of paint themselves as the people who, absorb the dogpiling by the Hello Legion Jessie Smiles fandoms. I was there. I was there. And I'm not going to say everybody was nice to you, but I would definitely say that you were not dogpiled. I would absolutely say that you and your friends would run, because you all lived on Twitter, Alyssa. You all lived, you didn't just live on Twitter, you lived on Twitter.
Oh no, this is giving like COVID happened in 2020 and I'm still stuck there. Oh, I can't imagine living on Twitter. Do any of you guys do that? I can't imagine. That'd be so depressing. A Welshman created the NHS? I once knew a Welsh person because my dad is British, this guy's Welsh. I was hanging out with my dad and this guy, and he just kept saying how much better Wales is than England and stuff. I don't know, maybe it is. I've never been to Wales. It sounds beautiful. One of my British friends once said, I would love to move to the United States, but I feel like I'd just be broke. I couldn't possibly.
Twitter to bully people in the name of Gabbie Hanna.
No, because Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, it's not real. It doesn't exist because it's too pretty. There's no way.
And not all of it was for Gabbie, but it was all, that's, how you guys all came to be friends. And that was your thing. And that was your entire thing. And I'm not going to buy that you were the same as me, my friends, my audience, Jen, Jesse's audience, friends, or anything like that. And the spam email thing alone is reason enough to prove this. If you haven't watched Jen's videos on this, she's made much quicker videos than I have. She wrote down just like a short list of the things that Alyssa did to her, Jen. And I think it's worth it to go check that out.
Okay, so this is like what Jen was talking about earlier. Jen probably left because she's like, why are we talking about for healthcare? But this is becoming full circle, that Jen is preparing a video with multiple accounts from people. Shucks.
Because Alyssa was absolutely terrible to Jen.
This is bizarre behavior. And the fact that the video is still up, though, says something about Alyssa. You would think that she'd just take the L and maybe take the video down if she's going to be problematic, but instead she turned off the comments.
But yeah, there was one thing I remember. I remember waking up one morning and Jen being like, ugh, they signed me up for like 10 spam email lists. And I was like, who? And she was like, the Gabbie stands. And then for some reason, I had like a sinking feeling in my stomach. And I checked.
I really hope Alyssa doesn't sign me up for spam emails because I already get enough. And
my email. And I had, if I'm not mistaken, like something like 54. Unless I had 10 and I'm like inflating it in my mind. It was several email lists. And I remember the timestamps on when the emails that came in, because what happened was these people were signing us up on these email lists, these spam email lists. But
Wait. What are you talking about, Jen? Please tell me. Oh my God. Wait, no, this is bad. Jen, what are you talking about? This video? Because I didn't make a video. Oh, about the one I did about Gabbie, or the one about this? I hope she's not talking right now as we speak, because I prefer to be, I like to consider myself a modern day tabloid. Like, I just like to cover things. I don't like to be involved in things. Wait, I'm confused. Jen, because when did she say that? Because I've never made a video about Alyssa. The only time I did was when I reacted to her just now. Or I'm sorry, reacted to them just now, as the case may be. No, but Jen. What does that mean? Does that mean that she's when did she post about this? I gotta get on Twitter, hold on.
You had to confirm. So they would send you a confirmation email. You would have to confirm that you actually want to sign up for those lists. And then those confirmation emails also included IP addresses. So each one of those confirmation emails, was timestamped because it was an email. And so I remember noticing that it was it would start at midnight and went till 5 or 6 in the morning. So these people were up throughout the night just signing me and Jen up for these email lists.
Get Drive My Way and get a personalized rate based on how you drive.
I'm sorry. In order to be screw you, YouTube, I'm just turning off so we can't listen to the ads.
And we could tell more or less who those people probably were by the IP addresses that were provided. And we deduced that the people most likely responsible for this were Alyssa and Skia. And I remember, I think it was Jen that said, yep, the IP.
Sorry, you guys, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's just because I've been live for such a long time. I'm not really following what she is saying because there's so much to this situation. I'm just checking Twitter right now because I'm good. I'm gonna pass on being a part of drama. Is that an option? Can I do that? Oh, well, it's not showing up. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how Twitter is. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me let my cat in. What is going on, honestly? Okay, good. Wait. Okay, I see what you're saying. So, I'm sorry, I can't show it on the live stream because you have to be logged into Twitter, and I don't even know my password, so. But on my phone I have it. She's saying... Wow, I'm sorry, they're saying, wow, so many people making videos about me, I'm actually kind of famous. I mean, there's types of fame, but I honestly don't even know that much about them, so, other than what I'm hearing right now, but. Okay, now I'm back to the chat, All right, let's go.
The address that was on this email says that this person is in Al.
Oh. Thank you for the donation. Oh my goodness. £2 as well. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. No, seriously, this is bizarre. I was not expecting any donations this live. Thank you. Oh my gosh. No, I don't know if Alyssa was in here, but so Jen, what am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to chill? I'd say more infamous. I'm not following either. Are any of us following? No, seriously, be honest. Are you guys following what Hello Leash is saying?
Albuquerque, and we know who's in Albuquerque. There you go. You got 2 and 2 together.
Because we still have 14 minutes, and if you're not following, maybe let me try to follow. Sorry.
And if I'm not mistaken, Alyssa is referring to that as doxing. I will say there was an instance that I remember that I do consider doxing.
Okay, good, Jen, because I'm like, now am I gonna have to take this video down, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
Somebody found and posted Alyssa's parents' marriage license on Twitter, and I do remember that happening, and everybody in
I'm so sorry, Hello Leash. I'm so sorry. See, this is actually a great video opportunity for me. I don't think I'll make a main channel video unless more stuff comes out, but freaking this is too deep for me. I apologize. Let me see how long. I've been live for like 15 years. Oh my goodness! Welcome to the manatees. Welcome in. I'm trying to get a better name. I'm probably gonna stop watching, but I'm probably gonna end the live, you guys, because my brain is not enjoying being live for this long. But I mean, if you were I do encourage you then, if you want to, then just watch Hello Leash's video, because I think it's probably easier to understand when I'm not pausing and talking about England is my thing. So the lore is heavy. It's too heavy for me. I would need to do more research before talking about this. I forgot about Leash talking. I'm paying attention to you in the comments. I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, well, at this point, we're just having like girly hangout time. Oh. I have a video coming out about Two Souls, One Bod because they are back, boys. Like, I've been live for 2 hours and 46 minutes. I don't want to talk about it. England was necessary. No, but yeah, so they actually went on a podcast, and they're talking all about how they were just misunderstood by the DID community, and they were basically bullied offline by the DID community. And I was like, I mean, I think the DID community was more just like hey, this really isn't how DID can even present. So anyway, it was just weird, but yeah, my cat's here chilling. She wants attention. I would show you guys, but she's... You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Yes, you say hi and you get so many comments. This is my elder cat. Her name is Ella. Well, she... Actually, I thought she was about 16, but her vet said she's only like 11. So I was like, oh, that's chiller. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now she's going around. Okay. Yeah, I mean, 2 souls, 1 bod. I don't know. Anyways. Oh my gosh, and she's so perfect. Thank you guys. She's literally I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. I die for Ella. I know. Anyway, I'm gonna end the live, you guys, but wait, I used to have a tuxedo cat named Sebastian. He passed away last year, unfortunately. I'm very sorry to hear about that, sad Jack. I've actually never lost an animal. Like, I used to have pet rats, and like when they pass away, but I've never lost like a long-term animal because they only live like 2.5 years anyway. Anyway. This said, I'll just say this again. If 2 souls, 1 bod just said, hey, I pretended that I am 2 people. I don't have DID. We low-key wouldn't even have a problem with them. No, Minnie here, this is what they're saying. They're saying that they do have DID. Or I'm sorry. See, this is why I need to end the live. They're saying that they do have, they are 2 souls in 1 body. They just freaking... they literally are 2 souls in 1 body, is what they're claiming. Anyway, bye, Danwall. Thank you so much for being here. And I can't pronounce your name. That's the only reason. I'm sorry. Everyone who's here. But also, if you wouldn't mind giving the live a thumbs up and also subscribing if you're new, I appreciate you guys. Peace out. Let me know if you want me to go live again. Just let me know, like, with what, though, because that's where we're struggling. Peace out.